Off you go, Crusties. There we go.
I feel like my face is all like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
5, there's the 11th Monday.
It's
The 11th.
Oh, very good morning, you beautiful souls. Welcome to it. You're live with Expresso. It is Monday, the 11th of February. When we heard that, both you and I went, the 11th? The 11th,
Wait, hang on. Isn't Valentine's Day?
It is right around the corner.
Yeah, man.
Are you ready? My name is Graham Richardson. Of course, this is Ewan Strain, and welcome to it, gang.
Exactly, man. Lovely to hang out with you on a Monday morning. The coffee machines are going. The steam's going. Princess is ready. Good morning, Princess. Love it. We're going to grab ourselves a cup of coffee just now, and I suggest you do the same. Let's start this week off on just the right note. It is a fresh Monday morning, and we've got a lot planned, man. A nice little breakfast basket packed for you. Yeah,
it's going to be beautiful, man. Of course, the points were shared. The spoils were shared, as they say, in the Soweto Drawby, we're going to call it. Pirates continue there. I think we want to say dominance in the history of, but there was so much hope for Chiefs, so we'd love to hear from you guys. If you want to vent, air your opinions possibly about Man City absolutely crushing Chelsea 6-0. Give us a shout in our sports review 021-430-9881, but we'll take you through all of the big sporting results. A bit of triathlon coming in there as well. Of course, Cape Town taking over. So brace yourself for a very active Monday morning.
Family, welcome to it. Good morning, South Africa. Welcome to this our beauty room. Spritzers over here, over there, and everywhere. My name is Tabiso Makubela.
I'm Zoe Brown. Hey, welcome. Nick Strelitz is with us in studio as well. And I have to ask you, I've noticed what you just did.
Yes.
You get some people that put the perfume directly on them. I'm one of them.
Yeah.
And my aunt loves to spritz it in the air and then walk through.
But how
Are you one of them?
I do a 5 points. So I do wrist,
Yes,
neck,
1, 2.
back of neck, guys. Back of neck is a
Don't do
big
back
point.
of neck, okay.
And then the last one, you just
walk through.
Walk confidently. And then
Okay,
you
just so
twirl.
like softly falls
And then it goes in your eyes, and you have to wash them out, but it's worth it because you smell
At least your eyes will smell good too.
I have a short friend that will spray a little perfume at the top of her head because if people hug her, that's what they smell.
Oh my God, that's not a bad idea.
Okay.
I should be doing
And I
that.
suppose it probably lasts longer as well because it's on your hair, so it's going nowhere.
There you go.
Yeah.
We're learning so much about scent. Let's talk about your duds.
Our
What y'all
outfit.
got on today?
Yeah.
I feel like this is a very Versace-inspired dress.
Girl, I will take it. And so will Woolies. So Woolworths, we're taking that to the bank, girl. Yes, you're in Versace, aka Woolworths, an addition. But we've been doing a lot of wrap dresses on you lately as well. You love the silhouette, don't
I do.
you?
It's flattering, it's easygoing, it's flowy, and there's a sophistication to it.
That's what it is. The wrap dress is instant sophistication. So if you want something comfortable, because we're not losing comfort, right? You don't feel restricted.
Not
it's not
at
like a body
all.
con where you sort of feel like
free.
Oh gosh, she's free. Yes, say it, sweetie. And then you got that sophistication instantly with the silhouette, but also with the sheen and this sort of satin finish. It's like lingerie, but appropriate lingerie.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Right. And you're in a stripe.
Yeah. Basically, that's
all I got.
And it's definitely not like lingerie.
I love you, sir.
It's not like lingerie.
What did I say? I
unfortunately.
said you look expensive.
Yes, I feel like money.
She is an expensive man. But this is what I love with Studio W. Also, it's really about basics that are made incredibly well.
Yeah.
So we talked about the weightness of this.
Yeah.
Guys, you know something's well made when it's heavier, when it's a heavier cotton.
Yeah.
This feels sturdy, right?
Yes, it does.
That's
It
all
totally
you need.
does.
It's
It totally does.
It's a strong, sturdy top for a strong, sturdy young man.
That's right. Okay, well, listen, now that you know what we're wearing and the inspiration behind it, whether it looks like lingerie or whether it feels really expensive, here's what you should be wearing because the weather is looking like that.
Yes, well listen, let's start off with all of the major cities, starting off in Johannesburg. A thunder shower, humidity will be decreasing into the evening. Also, the wind will pick up, so expect a low of 17 for today and a high of 28 degrees. Durban, expect, weather changing. I mean, they are predicting heavy showers this evening, as well as humid conditions with a stray of a thunderstorm here and there. Your low is 23, your high is 28 for today. Port Elizabeth, partly cloudy with a southeasterly breeze, traveling at about 22 kilometers an hour. So don't forget your raincoat, because towards the evening, the cloud cover will be increasing. And then Cape Town, plenty of sunshine today and warm temperatures. The southeasterly wind will pick up in the afternoon. Also, the humidity will be decreasing due to the wind. So hold on to your hats. Maybe reconsider wearing something that can blow in the wind.
Yeah, you definitely are. If you're in Cape Town, you definitely need to be a little bit on the light side of life. Listen, we're going to be making some really delicious food in the kitchen. What's happening, Ewan?
Hey, Taba, we have some delicious meals heading your way. Listen, we're going to sort you out on a healthy note, I think, for the start of the week. A green goodness pasta salad. Look at that. Green is beautiful. There's some delicious ingredients in there. We've got some olives, we've got some
There's
pesto.
a lot of green. It's
Look, man, it's exactly
green.
why. It's a green goodness salad. So if you want to get your hands on the recipe so long, SMS the keyword pasta to 33728 and you can cook along with us in just a bit.
Before you train, after you train, through a long day, this will keep you well looked after. And I like the fact that we've gone meat-free as we do tend to on a Monday. We're going to continue on that trend. We're making veggie pizza rolls.
Okay.
So if you want to get those vegetables in an interesting way, not just for your little ones, but for yourself as well, veggie rolls are what we're going to be making in pizza form this morning. And if you want to cook along with us, you can get that ingredients list. You've got to SMS the keyword pizza. Pizza. Pizza.
Pizza.
Pizza. Pizza. To 33728. It really is as easy as that. Then you can cook along live with us, take photos, show yourself eating the delicious food. And,
Exactly, man. Just
we're going to eat. We're going to eat this
So it's
morning.
pasta is the one for the pasta. SMS that to 33728 and pizza to 33728. Pizza.
Oh, well, Nick Strelitz is busy playing around with the products. What have you got over there?
Girl, I'm asleep here all day, every day. I love everything in here. I mean, this is probably not my color, guys.
No, it's not.
I'm not a beauty person, but I can imagine this probably isn't my shade.
No, it's not your shade. But
Okay.
you know what I love about these creams? I
Yeah.
mean, you've got the CC over there. I've got the BB cream. They're both moisturizers. They're
Yeah.
great to, apply on your skin for daytime. And Nick, you were going through what the CC stands for and the BB. So
Yeah. Well, what I love about this, and actually I didn't know this before, but I mean, these foundations or these built-in moisturizers,
Yes.
they really do cover, well, it's full coverage, isn't it?
well, it's not full coverage. It's a
Semi-coverage.
light coverage.
It's a light coverage.
Yes.
But the color correctness I love because if you are prone to,
you
say,
need to
I
make
hope
sure
there's
you
different.
get one that matches to your skin tone. Like you've picked one that's relatively dark.
Slightly dark for me.
And that's
but-
also the thing with whenever you test whether it's a BB, a CC cream, or even foundation, never go on what's on the bottle.
label, yeah.
Go taste it on
But that's
your
what I'm
skin.
saying, you
That's
have
what
to go and
samples
see.
Are for. Taste what the testers are for.
Yeah.
Taste it on your skin.
Yeah.
Taste it on your chin and your
face.
neck. Yeah.
That's nice because if you go to Woolies and you go to W Beauty, they have professionals there, don't they, to actually help and advise. So it really is about like taking your time there, being unafraid to really try loads of different options.
Yes, and if you're not
is not my
sure,
own.
I know a lot of stores, if you ask them for a sample, they will give you a little bit,
Yeah.
and you take it home, because I often find that in the stores, the light is amazing, but I need to see what I look like in natural light.
That's a
in
huge
daylight.
one, natural
Yes.
light. Because you can look great under those heavy lights,
Yes,
and then you ask
anyone
everyone's like,
looks
oh my God, you look crazy. Like, no, that's not your shade. But we've all been there, right?
I haven't been there.
Okay,
Sorry. No,
nice.
don't know it.
Sorry.
But hey, listen, let's check in with some entertainment news. We know that the South African Film and Television Awards, they're looming fast and furiously because around this time of the year, the South African film and TV industry really just sort of steps back and watches who's done really well in terms of awards. And these were announced. The 13th annual South African the SAFTAs were announced last week. And highlights for the SABC family, some incredible nominations there. Come in, come through. There's a knock at the door.
Knock, knock, knock. Look at you
hello.
matchy.
Right in time
What's
for
happening?
the award
Hey,
nominations.
good morning. Hello, everyone. Hello. Yeah,
Well,
it was big
listen to
news,
this.
wasn't it?
Yes, so some SABC highlights, obviously. Uzalo being nominated for Best TV Soap. SABC One Show, Chovicho, which is really good, being nominated for Best TV Drama. And then SABC One's Tuli Notulani being nominated for Best TV Comedy. Then you've got SABC 3's entertainment show, Trending SA, their family.
Oh, yeah, they are so
they've done
good.
well, they've done well.
So good.
They're nominated for Best Talk Show. You've got SABC 2's long-running show. I mean, I think they've been nominated every single year since the SAFTA started. Nyot for Nyot being nominated for Best Game Show, which makes sense. But listen to this one, okay? A two-in-one highlight. Two-in-one highlight, ladies and gentlemen, for the Expresso family.
Oh.
Yes, with our very own Gate Khomabo. Over here. Being nominated twice in the same category.
Twice.
First for Andy Koolachmet and second for his stellar turn as host of Tropica Island of Treasure,
yeah, Kat.
Maldives. Yes, Kat.
Yeah, it's an honor. It's an honor always. And I mean, the list of other presenters that have also been nominated as Best TV Presenter are just amazing.
Yeah.
From the Bonangs of the world.
Yeah.
Tando Tabete, whom I hosted the SAFTAs with 2 years ago, has also been nominated for her first time. I know she's very happy about it. I think
Yeah.
everyone is happy, and it's now over to the public to vote. The information's out there, and good luck to everyone. And it is truly just an honor to be part of the class of presenters.
Does it ever get tired for you?
Never ever that. It can't get awesome. I'm just blessed to be able to do what I do and to work with the likes of you guys every single day, bringing smiles to South African space.
Well,
so thank you,
People need to
Santos.
vote for you.
Yes,
Where do they vote? Do they go to social media?
On social media, there's a whole list of all the presenters, and each of them are associated with a letter to vote for. I know that Edikolig met Katleho is B, and Tropical Island of Treasure is K. So either one of those, or any other one of the presenters that you wish to vote for. I just, like I said, very, very blessed, very happy, and let us continue on just creating amazing TV for South Africa.
Yeah, well, we'll definitely be pushing those voting details. You know the men you need to be voting for in this particular category. But we're starting the day off on a positive note because we've got our daily quote, okay? So Gerard Way first found fame and success as the frontman of the popular rock group My Chemical Romance.
Oh,
and
love those guys.
That?
When I was...
Yeah, and the author of the popular comic series The Umbrella Academy, which is set to be adapted as a TV series this month. Okay, so here's a quote from him. It says, "You should never want to hurt yourself. You should love yourself."
That is so true.
Right?
Right?
Self-love is an important thing.
Yeah,
Self-love.
Yeah.
Can you give us that quote one more time?
Yes, you should never want to hurt yourself. You should love yourself.
He is a poet,
Yeah.
right?
I didn't even know
And
it.
I think it's because sometimes we
didn't know.
need that reminder to just love ourselves. We can be our harshest critics sometimes,
So
but it
true.
doesn't do any good for us. It only hurts us. So try and find a lot of those opportunities to just purely love yourself and show yourself some love. Even Beyonce said it in a song. She said, "Don't hurt yourself. If you hurt yourself, you play yourself." Let's get this show started, South Africa.
With all that motivation, let's go.
All right, here we go now officially with your Monday morning. Welcome to it, and thank you very much for tuning in. Let's start off with your news headlines. The solar park in Katu in the Northern Cape, the largest solar farm in Africa, Middle East and the Southern Hemisphere, is now operating commercially and is expected to supply energy to more than 170,000 houses around the province. And President Cyril Ramaphosa will take over the helm of the African Union in 2020. This was announced at the AU summit currently underway in Ethiopia. Making international news headlines this morning, the biggest airport aviation hub in Africa, the newly expanded Addis Ababa Bole International Airport Terminal, is now completed. The China-funded project, larger than Johannesburg's OR Tambo International Airport, cost an estimated $363 million. And inclement weather continues to plague several countries across the globe. There have been reports of raging fires, severe snowfalls and extreme flooding from New Zealand, Seattle and northern Chile. And finally, to have your artwork on the cover of Time magazine is probably a once-in-a-lifetime achievement, and that is exactly what has happened to Nelson Makamo from Limpopo. The cover of the latest edition of the acclaimed international news magazine features the beautiful work of Nelson, a combination of charcoal, acrylic and watercolor paints. Guest editor Ava DuVernay says the issue is dedicated to the art of optimism and celebrates and suggests ways that one can find inspiration in our present moment through the work of artists who carve a path for us all. Nelson has had art exhibitions all over the world and has already hosted 10 solo exhibitions since 2005. That's where we leave your news headlines for now. We'll expand on those stories at the top of the hour. Right now, Graham is standing by with a quick look at your sport.
Thank you so much, Ewan. Let's kick it off with football in the PSL locally. Pirates failed to capitalise on a slip-up from the Students, drawing 1-1 with Chiefs in the Soweto derby on Saturday. Goals coming from Daniel Cardosa, penalty, and Themba Nkosi launch, beating Chiefs debutant keeper Daniel Akpeyi. After Vista's surprise loss to Highlands Park, the Buccaneers moved to within 4 points of the leaders, Chiefs up to 5th on the log. Then in the Premier League, all contenders in the title chase recorded convincing victories this weekend. Mane scoring in a 4th consecutive game for the first time to see Liverpool retake that top spot on the table with a 3-0 win over Bournemouth. That was before Man City took it straight back. Kun Aguero netting his 11th Premier League hat-trick in their 6-0 routing of Chelsea. Spurs seeing off Leicester 3-1. And finally in rugby, Johnny May plundered a hat-trick of his own as England continued their dominance in the Six Nations with their biggest win against France since 1911. 44-8 the final score there as he took his tally to 14 tries in as many fixtures. Other results on Saturday, Wales secured a 26-15 win over very spirited Italy. That was after Ireland beat Scotland 22-13 at Murrayfield. We'll continue to expand on all of those headlines as we progress.
Thank you, Graham. Well, let's take a first look at your temperatures across the country, but also at a beautiful sunrise photo that's been sent to us. Carol, thank you for this beautiful sunrise from Durban. Today, you can expect partly cloudy conditions, a couple of showers and thunderstorms reaching a maximum of 28 degrees Celsius. So hot and humid conditions for Durban today. But on that note, let's look at the rest of the temperatures. In Polokwane, a low of 19 with a high of 32. Mbombela 20 reaching a high of 33. Pretoria 18 with a high of 30. Johannesburg partly cloudy with a low of 17, a high of 28. If you're in Mahikeng, 1932 can be expected. Klerksdorp 18-29. Kimberley also 18 with a high of 29. We have some thunder showers expected in Bloemfontein, 16 with a high of 28. Richards Bay, your maximum is 28. If you're in Pietermaritzburg, 19 with a high of 27 can be expected. And Durban, 23 reaching a high of 28. Mthatha, 18 with a high of 22. Rain is expected in East London, a low of 19 with a high of 23. Cradock 16, 27. Port Elizabeth 18 with a high of 24. George 16 reaching a high of 22. Sutherland 12 reaching a high of 26. Sunny conditions for Cape Town today with pleasantly warm temperatures. Your high is 24. If you're in Worcester, 14 with a high of 28. Springbok 10 reaching a high of 28 and Uppington 19 reaching a high of 34 degrees Celsius. And that's where we leave your weather for now on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
All right. Very good morning to all Manchester City supporters. We bow down to your correctness. We apologize for ever even thinking otherwise. Anyway.
Okay, well, listen, we're going to take a quick break right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, and we hope you're getting that feel good in. After the break, we're going to be checking in on Sanzile Primary School. They received their shoes from Clover, right, with their Crush Share the Goodness campaign having doubled from 10,000 in 2018 and 20,000 shoes being given away this year.
So cool.
Incredible.
You look like you're about to cry, man. You're like...
That's why I wore these today, because they remind me of like new school shoes, you know what I mean? They've got like that polished look about them. So yeah, celebrating sharing the goodness.
Yeah.
And then of course we're going to be in the kitchen. Recipes abound. We're making nice and green salads.
There's a lot of green,
especially
green
if you're
salad.
if you're a no meat Monday kind of person. Perfect recipes for you to get the week started. Let's take a quick break. I need to get a coffee by now. So we'll see you just...
And who's going to win the English Premier League? Who's going to do it?
It's my feel good breakfast.
welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's a Monday morning, the 11th of February. We're live, large and in charge, and as always, so good to have your company on this Monday morning. Let's tap into social media quickly on Facebook right now. Look at this beautiful picture, these stunners. The question we're asking is that Valentine's Day is just around the corner. So are you one of those people that really goes in on the spirit of Valentine's Day, the gifts, or don't you do anything at all? There you can see this couple here on the right, risking it all, loving it all. On the left there, not doing much at all. What did you say? Let's have a look here. Joyce here says, good morning, guys. Unfortunately, at my age of 79 and alone, no more Valentine for me. Oh, Joyce. I wish everyone else celebrating all the best. Love, compassion, and commitment. So important. Have a great day. Then Bradley says, I believe that genuine love is the biggest gift ever. So to me, no gifts, just more love. And on that lovely note, let's head on outside and check out what the lads are doing.
It is a beautiful day shaping up. I have a feeling it's going to get pretty hot in here. But as always, on a Monday, we like to motivate you. We like to inspire you just a little bit. And this is a journey that's been inspiring us, in fact, for an entire year. Back in 2018, the Clover Crush Share the Goodness campaign gave away 10,000 school shoes, which was amazing. But of course, in 2019, they had to go one step further. In fact, 10,000 steps further by doubling that amount. And that's how many shoes, 20,000 Smart Step school shoes are finding their way to brand new, I would imagine, very proud owners.
Yeah, well, look, I mean, we're incredibly proud to have been part of the process. So we joined them together with South African actress, a favorite, Zenande Mfenyana, as they gave away part of this 20,000 school shoes to a school out in Mpumalanga. Have a look.
Crush, your daily dose of goodness. Now also available in long life.
Made with love by Clover.
At Sanzile Primary, the ever socially minded actress Zenande was here to give away a pair of Smart Step school shoes to every child, courtesy of the Clover #Crush Goodness campaign.
The reason I wanted to be part of the Clover Crush Goodness campaign was simply because I love giving back. I'm a philanthropist at heart, so it just made sense for me to be part of this campaign and just to see the joy that you bring in other people's lives. I feel rewarded to give, so that's why I definitely wanted to be part of this.
When the students found out that they're going to receive shoes, they were so very much excited because there are those whose parents have just bought them Christmas shoes with forgetting that January is coming, so that they need to be having new shoes so that they don't have problems as the year starts. They are very much excited to see Zenande because they've been seeing Zenande on television. So now they've seen Zenande on real life. They've been able to interact with her. So I think that is going to have a lasting memory in their lives. A simple pair of shoes can also assist because there are learners who are from families that are not well-to-do. So that is actually going a long way to ensure that all the learners are actually treated the same.
The appreciation of the children, their teachers and parents at this simple but essential gift showed how much one can take school shoes for granted.
The reason I think it's important for the kids to receive brand new school shoes is because a lot of the times these kids come from underprivileged homes where you're gonna get like one pair of shoes and then you must wear that pair of shoes for the next 3 years. And also it gives them confidence, you know, when they're walking in the street, and you know, it's really beautiful to see the gratitude on their faces because they really appreciate it.
Getting new school shoes mean a lot because now other children will not laugh at me at school.
My new pair of school shoes means a lot to me, and now I can carry on with my future.
I'm getting a new pair of shoes from Clover. It feels great. It means that I am wanted and I am special like the other kids, and we are also special as the same.
So many kids are just so, they don't expect much, you know, they don't sit there waiting for anything good to even happen to them or for them. So us spreading this goodness to them is just, it cheers them up.
I spread goodness at home with helping my mom with chores like the dishes, mopping, sweeping.
I spread goodness at home by helping my mother clean the house and cook.
I share goodness at home by helping my mom cleaning, washing the dishes, mopping, sweeping.
making sure to share the goodness beyond the primary school and into the community, next, Crush brought smiles to the Moses Shislangu Healthcare Center.
For Clover Crush coming into our organization or in our community, it means a lot because we see them selling the products and you don't see them what they're doing for the community. Giving us the juice, it means a lot for us. We really appreciate a lot and the kids are really going to enjoy it.
The reason why this campaign is so close to my heart is because I love giving back. I really am a philanthropist at heart. So for me, this campaign just makes sense to me in my life, and giving back to someone who's not able to do anything for you back. That for me is the spirit of true giving.
Ah, true giving indeed. And I love the fact, over and above the work that's being done on the ground, of course, you played a hand in that as well. From your nominations, the 20,000 new school shoes will find their way to brand new owners. That's awesome.
Man, it is so beautiful. And we'll be there to see as all our favorite celebrities, together with the Share the Goodness campaign, continue spreading love and lifting spirits across South Africa. We love it. I'll sip to that.
Oh, how come you got one?
Crush, your daily dose of goodness. Now also available in long life.
Made with love by Clover.
So from that feel-good story to a feel-good recipe this morning, and jumping straight into the Expresso kitchen with the lovely Gabriella San Giorgio this morning, who is here, who is baking all the green goodness salad this morning, which is a lunchbox idea, by the way. We love it. Gabriella, thank you very much for joining us this morning. Sorting you out on a meat-free Monday. This is interesting because I think what you're trying to say is, Ewan, think outside of the lunchbox.
It's exactly what.
It's exactly
Simple jokes this morning.
You know, that's what I'm saying. I've never thought about putting pasta in a lunchbox.
Yes, and the thing is, like, also often I think with pasta salads, you know, it's always kind of things just normal, like bolognese, and throw it in.
Yeah.
And I think the idea, especially when it comes to kids and adults, you want to try and get as many veggies as possible.
Yeah.
So this way we can do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
So
let's see how it goes. So we want to take it from this to there, obviously.
Yes. Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Your fans are shouting for you as well.
Thanks, guys. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to make our homemade pesto. And this is a great idea, especially for the kids, for them to not know what veggies they're having.
Yes.
So what I've done is I've got some broccoli here that we have just lightly steamed.
Righto.
Put that in there. We've got some baby spinach. And again, like, just kind of throw it in. It's also like kind of whatever you've got left in your fridge.
Yeah.
Like, you can see you've got some kale that you need to use up, whatever.
That's it.
All my friends are probably thinking, Gabby, no one has ever kale they want to use up in their fridge except for you. And what I've gone here is because, especially also if there's non-season, we've got some just homemade basil pesto in here.
Okay.
And if you can find basil leaves in the shop, then obviously use basil.
You can use that
just
as
depends
well,
on the time of year. Got a clove of garlic, just pop it in. Some pine nuts. You could also use almonds. Yeah, you could also use some almonds here if you'd like.
But I love the butteriness of the pine nuts.
I love it. Good squeeze of lemon. You ate that? I can't even.
I told you, it's your entire fan base. They're all around.
I'll make pasta salad every week then. I've got some olive oil over here, which I'm going to put in.
All right.
Got about like 2 to 3 tablespoons.
Got it.
And then we've just got a little bit of water just to kind of bind it. And something which I haven't put in here, but you can also put on at home, is some Parmesan cheese in your pesto as well.
Okay, we have some here, though.
Yes, well, that's
going to go over. Okay, the keyword is pasta. SMS that to 33728. That's pasta to 33728. If you want to get your hands on this recipe, go for it.
Gonna pulse.
Yes, there we go.
You kind of want to, you can have it chunky, you can have it a bit more pesto-y, smoother. But yeah, it's coming together quite nicely.
That looks beautiful. And how quickly is that as well?
No, it's perfect, especially with a food processor.
Yep.
And that actually looks pretty good to me.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
And then?
And then we have some whole wheat pasta over here.
There we go.
And all I'm going to do now is just take this off and kind of scoop some of that in there. And obviously there's enough left over here for a few portions. You can just put the rest in your fridge.
Yeah.
Like, throw that in there.
So everything goes in there?
Everything goes there. And if you could just put some more olive oil in here for me, please, just to do a bit of a toss.
Absolutely. There we go.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Thank you.
And then we do a bit of a...
Yes, there we go. And also what you can do then is also then you can kind of zhuzh it up. So we've got some parmesan we're going to put on before serving.
Yeah.
Some olives.
Okay.
Just a little bit of salt. And then some beautiful fresh basil leaves as your garnish afterwards.
So that you do, and here we have our lunchbox kind of completed.
Yes.
Can I grate a little bit of...
Please do.
Bit of this guy on here.
I mean, how nice does that look?
Just like that.
There we go. And then a little break of a basil leaf. Just because we can.
A little break of a basil leaf, which you would wash.
Which you would wash. Yes, you would.
but just for the effect.
Love. I mean...
All the green goodness, pasta salad, in your lunchbox. Take that to work and you will be absolutely sorted. Looks delicious. Gabby, thank you very, very much. You're going to be back with pizza rolls a little bit later on, which is going to be amazing. But for this recipe, SMS the keyword pasta to 33728. That's pasta to 33728. We'll see her in a little bit.
Well, we are taking a quick break, and you heard what Ewan said. Gabby's not going anywhere. We're making veggie-filled pizza rolls. Something delicious, not only for the kids, but for grown-ups as well, for a lunch idea, or even going into a little bit of a snack for later on.
Okay, well, speaking of snacks, we all want to be snacks out here. So what I always say is there is no better way to start the week off than a good workout. So this morning, we're doing a morning warm-up stretch with Mark Anthony, so stick around for that.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh, man, welcome back to it. Your feel-good breakfast show, live, large, and in charge on a Monday morning. So good to have your company. And man, what a good weekend it was of sport. Of course, football dominating the headlines as we await this following weekend, which of course brings it with it Super Rugby. But lots to catch up on from the footballing front. The Soweto Derby, the English Premier League was sizzling hot. And this week, of course, Champions League on the cards. Man, how full is your sports cup
How
right
are we
now?
going to do it, man? How do we even split our consciousness to be able to absorb all that's going on? And how do we wrap our heads around what's going on in the Premier League? But before we do that, let's soften up with a little bit of a derby.
Oh, okay, I see where you're going there. I see where you're going.
We so desperately wanted a result,
right?
But we also wanted goals. So at least we got 2 goals. We expected it to be slightly cagey, I think, because there was a lot more pressure, obviously, on Pirates' shoulders. They had a golden opportunity after Highlands beat Wits. I think that no one expected. So there was an opportunity there, but of course it ended 1 apiece. Really interesting stuff. Daniel Cardoso, who was one of my standout players throughout the match, physical, strong, a great link in midfield, stepping up to convert a penalty. That was after Kama Billiot was brought down. And you can have a look at that.
Yeah. I mean,
he made a meal of it.
He made a meal of it, but he was a constant threat to the Pirates' defense. You could see that he really came out to play. Okay, we can replay that from all kinds of angles, but you've got to appreciate the talent that is the man, Kama Billiot.
But that being said, I'm sorry, Mbekile, you've got to be careful in the box, man. That's what's going to happen if you touch a striker in the box, and then shame. You've got to feel for Daniel Akpeyi, thrown in the deep end, the keeper for Chiefs, his first match, but I thought he did pretty well. That was probably the only time he was tested. Lorch stepping around him after a brilliant through ball. And so funny being in the SABC Sports studios, the eruption of sound from next door.
When that happened.
Leading into our studio, we were doing Premier League. But pretty cool showing. I thought Chiefs were actually quite strong.
Yeah.
Which a lot of people were expecting
well,
dominance, but I think it's now 11 games unbeaten that Pirates have stretched against Amakosi. So
a good result for them, I guess, in a way. But I guess the big question is, did Pirates, did they drop 2 points? Or did they earn a point? What's your side of the argument there?
Surely, you've got to think they've lost an opportunity here with Wits failing to win, but they are still now shifting up the table, man.
Well, there we go. Other results from the weekend's sporting action as we now take a look at the Premier League, and what a super Sunday it was. The big highlight of the weekend, of course, was Manchester City taking on Chelsea. Of course, in that title race, Liverpool, Manchester City, neck neck and neck right now, a game in hand for
Spurs. Why is everyone leave Spurs out of this equation?
Spurs is a non-factor right now. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Off the chase, man.
Yeah, but I mean, this was the game of the weekend. Sergio Aguero, after missing a golden sitter. For any one of his caliber, you might have thought like that is. They might have called him Morata at 1 second, but then he comes back with just like as one of the commentators said, one for the history archives, curling it into the top left corner, beating Kepa after almost like a no-look kind of finish, which made the entire stadium just go off, erupted in elation, and of course the goals followed.
Unbelievable performance. Sterling opening the account nice and early, and I think that's what people were like, oh boy, Chelsea, you're in for a torrid time. But Aguero kind of scored from every kind of scenario, which we know and love. But I love the fact that everyone, by the end of the match, was touting him as like the best striker in the history of all football in Europe. But he really has stepped up and shown an unbelievable class. This is his 11th hat-trick in the Premier League.
Yeah, record.
It's a record, and every match he seems to be breaking another record. He's now knocking on the door of like the Alan Shearer kind of level in terms of the stuff that he's achieved, which is amazing. So I'm going to ask you a question, dude.
Do ask.
Who's the favourite to win the Premier League?
The favourite to win right now, I cannot.
I dare you just say it, man.
I can't bet against City. That would be silly. Yo. And besides, I'm not a fan of Liverpool. But anyway, I'm sure there's many of you who are fans of the men from Merseyside. Let us know, who do you think stands the best chance of winning the Premier League right now as it stands? And of course, big time excitement for football fans because this week sees the return of the Champions League with Manchester United taking on PSG. That's going to be a humdinger.
11 games unbeaten under Solskjaer. Can they extend that?
Spurs versus Dortmund, Liverpool v Bayern. And now the squad's depths really get tested as we have a mix of both Premier League and Champions League, both very testing competitions.
Bring it on, man.
For everyone involved. So let us know, who do you think is going to win the Premier League? What are your thoughts on the Soweto derby? That was the roundup of the sporting weekend.
Thank you so much, gents. Right now, we're starting with your Monday with a bit of a fitness segment. As we do, making sure your week starts off on just the right note. We have found our fitness mafia, Mark Anthony, with us here. He's got a great stability ball, little workout plan for us. But first, we need to make sure we are warm and we stretch. Mark Anthony, my friend, how are you doing?
Good, thank you, and how are you doing?
Good to see you, brother. Awesome. Good to see you. So looking forward to this. I know that you get very creative on these.
That's later on. But for now, we've got to warm up again. Lower back, stretch, you get out of bed, you feel that stiffness. You've got to just release it. So at home, grab a partner, very basic things to do. Okay. I need you to lay flat on your back.
Righto. So I am going to be what, stretched?
Yeah. I think it's best if you turn this way. There we go.
Okay.
All the way. Yeah. That's
Is that
fine.
good?
Yeah, perfect. Keep your hands out to the side, Ewan. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to put my foot there to stabilize your body so that you don't shift over. And we put that other leg there, and we pull it out.
Yeah. And you can immediately feel that, there's a deep burn happening right there.
So in the lower back, in the glute and hamstring area, that's where you'll feel it. So what we're going to do now, we try and press this a little bit backwards.
This is not pretty.
And we hold.
That's it.
5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. And Ewan, as you know, what's good for the one side is always good.
It's good for the other side. Is it possible if you can do this if you don't have a partner at home and you want to release it as well?
There are ways that you could do this, yes, which we can just do a quick demonstration at the end. So we hold that over there.
Got it.
10, 9, 8.
You're being put through my paces here this morning.
And hold.
Yeah.
And then we bring it back. Balls are rolling away.
That's all good.
Hold that there. So now this is for the glute area.
All right.
In there, and we just hold.
And there you get that. I mean, this is absolutely essential because immediately I can feel, I haven't been doing a lot of stretching.
Yeah.
And it's tight, the lower back, the glutes and everything. And it's also good to have a partner trying to do it with you.
Correct.
Because you won't get the same benefits, I feel.
And we hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So, if you want to do this on your own, what I suggest you do, you can have a seat, Ewan.
Right.
So, keep it out. Stretch out first. Get that lower back.
That's it.
And then put it all the way over. Twist all the way over so we get into the lower.
Get the lower back in there as well.
And hold that for a few seconds. Other side.
Nice. And there we have it. So those are just a couple of ideas on how to release the legs into the glutes, into the lower back.
Bring it in.
So that you are ready for that little stability ball workout that you will attempt a little bit later with Mark Anthony and myself right here on your Breakfast Show. Mark, my brother, Thank you.
See you later.
Good to see you. That's a stretch on your breezy Monday morning. We'll be back with that fitness segment in just a bit.
Oh, well, listen, baker and food creative Gabriella, she's still with us in the kitchen, and this time to share another great lunchbox idea with one that the kids will love. I mean, these are hidden veggie pizza rolls that we're about to whip up, and it's a great way to get some more vegetables into your kids' diets, and it's a great way to also keep lunch times more interesting. And I love recipes where we just put a twist on something.
Yeah, something a little bit different. When the kids can, like you can say, that's something they need to have their vegetables, but also they want something that's like not just salad, because they won't enjoy that. So at least this way they feel like they're eating pizza and they're having junk food, but actually it's
healthier. It's a healthy alternative.
Yes.
So we're going to start off with the pizza dough.
Yes. And so what we've got here is actually a whole wheat pizza dough today, but something a little bit different, also more low GI, which is great.
Okay.
So what we're going to have here is like working on your yeast first. If you can get an active yeast, I kind of treat my yeast like I do with spices, top it up every 3 months. Like I know it has a shelf life of like forever, but
some spices should be replaced, because I was looking at my spice drawer the other day and I was like, I think I've had some of these since I was in university.
That's the thing, and the thing is they lose, like, I kind of think like cinnamon you can get away with having a bit of a while, but like ginger and like sumac, you want that to last.
Same with my spices.
No, but seriously, then because they lose that. So what we've done here is we've got some warm water, or even just kind of lukewarm water, and we've now put our yeast and our sugar, and you kind of allow that to sit and bubble for a while. But obviously, because of like a time constraint today, I'll kind of walk us through.
Okay.
We've got our whole wheat dough here, and we've got some salt.
And I see it's the pink salt. So is that the Himalayan salt?
The Himalayan salt, preferably all like a rock or sea salt.
There we go. And you're adding some honey
just a little
to
bit of
the
honey
yeast mixture.
Yes, just for a little bit of sweetness. So you're going to give that a bit of a stir here. And I'm also going to add a little bit of olive oil. So usually what you would do is you kind of would allow this to sit for a little while and just have some time.
Okay. But today, time's not in our favor. This is TV.
So now we can just show you how to do it. What you when you're at home, you're going to see it's going to get a little bit foamy.
Okay.
And as soon as it's foamy, you know it's ready.
Oh, and that's when you know it's ready. Okay,
yes.
Fantastic.
So then we're all combined, and now what we're doing is we're putting it into our dough.
There we go.
And we're just going to give it a stir. And the idea is that after you've stirred it all together to be combined, you let it sit with some cling film, as we've done here, and you see how it's doubled in size. It's now risen.
Yes.
So even that now, you would.
And it's always
at
a
home,
sticky mess.
Exactly.
It's always a sticky mess.
Exactly. So the nice thing with that is that you'll see it even will go bigger in size at home. And the idea is that you want it, the only way the yeast will form is if it's in a warm
Okay.
warm
so I've
area.
seen some people put like a cloth over it.
Yes.
And pop it in the drawer under the oven.
Exactly.
The oven drawer. Is that what it's called?
The oven drawer, yes.
I know we just stole my pants there. I'm sorry.
On that note, but on that note, if you find like it's winter and it's like your yeast is just not rising.
Winter is coming.
It is.
Winter is coming.
Or waiting for that day to arrive. So what you could do is actually put your oven on 200 degrees and
Okay.
it will do
So the idea is for that to be mixed up, to stand one side and boom, it will double in size.
Yes.
And this is how we cook on TV. So I'm going to open it for you, Gab, because you've worked very hard for it.
Oh, thank you.
There we go.
We've got our dough here,
Yes. So our keyword this morning is pizza. If you would love to have these veggie pizza rolls, the recipe sent directly to your phone, our keyword is pizza to 33728.
So we've got our dough
make
here.
your hands sticky.
Yes. And so we've got our dough here. I'm going to take kind of half our mixture for now, just easier just to work with. And I've put it on a lightly floured surface.
Okay.
And what you kind of want to do is now dust it in flour.
There we go.
And you're going to roll it out to almost to like a pizza, but a rectangle shape.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do here is just kind of move these things.
There we go.
Clean the kitchen, don't break things.
There we go. Sorry, I'm not being a good assistant.
Oh, no, please.
Okay. So you're going to roll it out as a rectangle.
Yes, you're going to roll it as a rectangle. And what we now have here is now your time to get creative with your vegetables. So what over here is we've got some Napolitana or ready-made pasta sauce.
Okay.
Which you can get from any kind of shop. I've chosen some peppers, some onion, garlic, cheese, and mushrooms.
Some mushrooms. Oh, fantastic.
And basically the idea is, obviously, like I haven't really rolled this out very well because I know because of time again, but basically the idea is that you roll it out to be a rectangle. We're gonna play here for like 3 seconds. Obviously roll this out to be thinner at home.
Yes.
But we're gonna put our sauce on, spread it over. I quite like things when they're quite saucy.
Okay, yes.
So we're gonna kind of put that on there. We're gonna put on our cheese next. A little bit of cheese.
I'm that person that puts the cheese at the end.
Oh, you can do that. We can do double cheese.
Oh, fantastic.
I've got some dried herbs here, so you can use oregano, basil, parsley.
And then you basically just add your veggies.
All your things.
Of course, the whole idea is for this to be as healthy and wholesome as possible.
Exactly. So whatever veggies your kids like, or what you like or anything else.
There we go. That sounds good.
Some onion.
Now, what do we have here?
Oh, so that is polenta. So what we do is, in order to get that like kind of crispy crust that you get, some garlic over here.
Some garlic over there.
I haven't really put that in very well, but you get the vibe, make it spread evenly. So what we're going to do now is that we're going to roll up. Obviously at home, you know that you roll this out thinner.
Yes.
But this is basically the idea, is that you're going to roll it over into a
little bit of a Swiss roll.
Yes, exactly.
That way. And then you chop it before you pop it in the oven?
Chop it before you pop it in the oven. And just so you know what the polenta is, you're going to cut it up, for example, like that. And you'll see this is actually what it starts looking like.
That's what it's meant to look like.
And because you'll see your dough would have formed. And then all you're going to do is dust it lightly in your polenta.
And you pop it in the oven?
Yes, you pop it in the oven. Oh, sorry, you put olive oil on it first. I'm like, why is it not sticking?
There we go.
Your olive oil first, yeah.
Well, our keyword this morning is pizza. If you'd love to make these veggie pizza rolls at home, keyword pizza to 33728. Gabby, it's always so great having you on the show.
Thank you.
And I know your goddaughter's visiting from the UK.
Yes, I know she's actually watching this morning. She's 2, and she can say my name so well.
What's her name?
Cara.
There
so hello, Cara, if you're watching.
Oh, well, hello, sweet Cara. Well, we're going to take a quick break on your Feel Good Breakfast show. Gabby's going to show us how to finish this because this is lunch for us as a crew. Yes, we'll see you after the break.
Clover Crush, 100% pure fruit juice packed with vitamins and no added sugar. Crush, your daily dose of goodness. Now also available in long life.
Made with love by Clover.
Side to side, we ain't gonna find it. Maybe let's take our time. Let's take our time. Enjoy the ride, enjoy the ride. We ain't gonna find it. Meet me inside, sliding side to side. We ain't gonna find it. 'Cause right now, I just wanna have a party.
It's a Monday morning. Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast show. So good to have your company at the start of a brand new week. And right now, a great pleasure it is to welcome back to the studio one of our favorites, Robin P. is in the studio! Yes!
Thanks,
yes,
guys.
welcome back, sir.
Thank you.
Good to see you. I'm loving the new fresh cut.
Yes.
It looks exactly like the new photo that you're sending out for publicity.
You know, I needed a change, man. I need to cut my hair.
Who the barber? Shout out the barber.
It's actually a Pakistani.
You don't know his name?
Faisal.
Faisal.
Yes.
Shout out to you, Faisal. You're doing a great job, man. And it's, man, you're looking great. You're looking ready for the love season.
Yes.
It's a Love Thing Volume 3.
We're back.
That's what we're talking about right
We're
now.
back.
Launched way back in 2017, right?
Way back in 2017.
Look at that. That is brilliant. So what was the idea initially when you were like, okay, let's do this love thing? It's called a love thing,
Look,
right?
there was nothing like exciting happening on the 14th of February.
Yeah.
And I just thought, this is an opportunity.
Yeah.
Let's create something. And then I did it in 2017 for the first time.
Yeah. And now it's a Volume 3.
And it's at the Grand Arena. We started out at Baxter Theatre.
Yeah.
And we almost sold out.
At the Grand Arena now, we're talking bigger things, bigger stages, 5,000, 7,000 people. But look at that lineup. Tell me about who you brought onto the card.
I brought the Black Ties, Jimmy, Craig Lucas and Youngster. And then we've got Chacheta there, and we've got a surprise too. But everyone that I said this, I did an interview earlier in the week, and I said this was definitely my dream team.
Oh, yeah?
In the production.
Wait, who's that lady in the middle?
Yanga.
Oh, Yanga, there we go. Oh, man, it's going to be a love thing all over, and the hip-hop fans get their fill as well. Unbelievable. So give us just a feel of what people can expect from the show. How have you engineered it to be bigger, to be better, to be more love?
It was difficult because the girls were fire last year. The girls were fire. But we're literally bringing fire this year. With lots of love songs, we've got rap songs, it's going to be big, it's going to be better, it's going to be huge.
Yeah. And how proud are you every single time that you're able to achieve this? I mean, you are helping people celebrate the biggest thing, love.
It's quite a thing, eh? I always cry when it's sold out.
Yeah.
When it's coming close to sold out, I'm crying because I still can't believe that people support so much. It's amazing, but I'm very excited. I'm over the moon.
And of course, it would be remiss of me to not ask, come the day when you're on stage, is there going to be a special somebody in the crowd?
There's nobody.
Ain't nobody. Listen, get your tickets now. The information is on the screen as we move closer and closer to Valentine's Day. In fact, if you haven't made any plans yet, how about taking your boo down to the Grand West Arena, the Grand Arena Grand West for It's a Love Thing Volume 3 featuring all those great artists, and the man behind it himself, Robin P, is in the studio to perform for you on this Monday morning. Afrika Bora, give it up, neighbors, celebrate! Robin P is in the house. Yeah.
Right. I think that all of us, or many of us, have an interesting and a feel-good story to tell about record vinyls. Because, you know, there was a time where listening to music on your own time and kicking back was the only way to do it, was to listen to a record. And, of course, they were replaced by CDs, and the world has changed so much since
streaming now, recently as well. We were just laughing now. This, like, It's a Love thing, Robin Peters. It should be on vinyl, man. It just carries that. But anyway,
out now on vinyl.
Out now on vinyl. But fast forward to 2019, people are actually now hurrying back to get those classics and contemporary music on vinyl. You know, I think talk about the vinyl doing a complete 360. You see, you know, it's a complete spin, man. 360. Check it out.
Up until the early 90s, records were the way to go when it came to playing and listening to our favorite music. That's of course until the emergence of CDs and later the digitization of music. But over the past couple of years, an interesting trend has come to light, and that's the comeback of records. And that's why today I'm excited to learn a little bit more about the vinyl revival. Brett, how you doing, buddy?
How you doing, man? Good to see you. Yeah. Cool.
You guys have got quite the collection here, I must say.
Oh, it's always growing, which is such fun. Yeah, absolutely.
Brett, how long would you say now records have been making a comeback for?
Look, in South Africa, it's generally from about 2011, 2012. In Europe and the USA, maybe a little bit earlier. But yeah, the South African thing has probably been about 6 years now.
Why would you say that vinyls and records are suddenly becoming cool again?
It appeals to people through multiple facets. I mean, it appeals to you as a collector. You'd like to collect something. You can't really collect an MP3 per se. You know, you can't celebrate a downloaded file. But, you know, if it's on a big vinyl record, which is 12 inches by 12 inches, that's great. And, of course, it sounds better, which a lot of people don't actually realize.
How would you say the listening experience of vinyl and records differs to that of listening to music on streaming sites, digitally or on CD?
Vinyl is very clever. What it does is it forces you to listen to the whole album. So if you want to listen to it, you have to get up, put it on your turntable, listen to one side of it, and then it stops. You have to go and flip it over to get to the other half of the album. Whereas on a digital platform, you might only be listening to a few tracks or a playlist per se.
Like I mentioned earlier, you guys have an elaborate collection of vinyls in here. Where do you source them from?
We literally source them from all over the world. We try and support the local record labels wherever possible. So if it's released in South Africa, we'll try and get hold of it. We buy pre-owned collections from literally all over South Africa. We're driving around a lot.
What are your best sellers genre-wise?
It's actually South African genres like Kwaito, which is really starting to take off a lot. A lot of the urban genres, jazz is really picking up as well. But historically, perhaps more towards the rock and that kind of thing. But we're seeing a lot of growth in the jazz market and the urban market, which is great.
I noticed that records are quite pricey. Why are they so expensive?
So for South Africa, there is no pressing plant actually in Africa. So every single new vinyl record that you see has actually been imported. It's quite a process, and as a result, and all of that shipping, it makes it quite expensive.
In terms of clientele, what kind of people walk into Mr. Vinyl?
If you like music and you like collecting things, then chances are you're going to like vinyl. So as a result, I mean, we've got 13, 14-year-old kids who will come in here with their parents, and also, you know, older guys who would be listening to sort of jazz or classical music and that kind of thing.
You're a DJ yourself, so I'm assuming that you're a collector. Just how big is your collection?
So everybody collects music for different reasons, and for me personally, I've changed the reasons what I want to collect over time as well. Just previously where I'd collect all my favorite artists and I had quite a big collection of a few thousand, I've kind of changed that over time and I've sold off a lot of that. Now I just like to collect the really rare stuff. So in my personal collection, I've probably got about 1,000 of those, but when it comes to DJing, I've probably got about 2,000 records or so.
I noticed that you also have a little collection of cassettes. Are those popular as well?
They have been making a bit of a comeback in terms of people wanting to collect a sort of full spectrum of different music mediums for their particular favorite artist.
Here at Mr. Vinyl, you're not just about selling records, but you also refurbish old turntables. Tell me more about that.
So we find these old turntables which have just sat neglected in an old garage or something like that, and we actually have a technician with us, Luke, who fixes up turntables, and we fully service them up, we get them all sorted out, and we get them on the shelves, and we can sell them fairly cheaply and get people up and running in this whole sort of vinyl thing as cheaply and as quickly as possible.
So Luke, you are the guy responsible for refurbishing old turntables. What's the first thing you do when you get a broken or old turntable?
Well, first off, we got to take it apart and make sure that it can be fixed, you know. It's no sense putting all the work in and then, you know, it doesn't work out. And yeah, generally you find that it's been butchered by some people, you know, parts stolen from it and that sort of thing. And you've got to end up sourcing parts for it. And that's part of the fun, actually.
Where do you find these record players? Do people drop them off? Do you look for them?
Oh, all over the show, eh? So I go all over the country looking for them. And generally, it's in the least expected places that you find these things hiding.
If I'm looking to get into collecting vinyls, I obviously need a turntable. How would a first-time turntable buyer go about acquiring one?
The easiest way to start is with your family, you know, because they might have this hiding in their garage or their attic or something. And you can always bring that to me, and I can get it going for you, and it'll be much cheaper than buying a brand new turntable.
What an awesome time I had here today discovering the gem that is Mr. Vinyl, and of course learning so much about records and turntables. Having said that, I definitely think this is a hobby I shall be taking up very soon.
So we're going to take the quickest of breaks in just a moment and delve back into a brilliant lineup, but I've got to take an opportunity now, you know, as we can plug into the encyclopedic knowledge that is Mr. Nick Strelitz. Obviously, denim I'll go to on the show, dress it up, dress it down, denim on denim. A big question and something that's been nagging at me is how do you look after denim? There are so many facts and fallacies out there, I would imagine. How often should you be washing denim? How do you? I am. I've been working on it. Used up my day's quota.
Yes.
Buddy, how do you? How do you look after jeans? Not just one, but how do you?
Thank you so much.
Look after your jeans.
Great introduction. I'm gonna hit you with it. I have sort of a little three-pointer that I think everyone should live by when it comes to denim. Number one, size of denim is so important because denim stretches up to a size larger than when we buy it. So guys, when you're trying on a denim, go down a full size that you think you are. Yes.
And does that apply to skinnies? Because we know that there is a big kind of injection of now your more expandable denim fabrics with skinnies and things like that. So
no, it absolutely does. And
that's
a great point because a lot of skinnies, well, a lot of jeans have elastine in them in the composition now, which makes them stretch even more so. So it's even more critical that you go down a full size because look, Graham, can you hold these for me for a sec? Look at this stretch when you actually pick a denim.
Wow.
You see, I mean, this is after about a year of wear, so you want to go down a full size. When it comes to the actual size and figuring out what size you are, when you have the jeans on, this is the all-important part, so the back where the lower back begins. You want to be able to fit 2 fingers in there, but no more than 2 fingers. Any more than 2 fingers means they're too big for you. So you want to keep going down.
Okay, cool.
And then washing jeans, and I never wash my denim. Guys, dinner is overrated, lunch is overrated. Instead of having a stunning lunch today, get your denims dry cleaned.
Really?
That is honestly the key tip. Dry clean your denims about once every 3 or 4 months. Don't wash them. If you absolutely have to wash them, inside out on a cold wash, hang dry.
I absolutely love it. 3 pearls of wisdom there. You can ponder that as we take the quickest of breaks. When we return, Robin Peters is going to serenade us, and he is sounding phenomenal. He's brought his entire crew. And then we're going to delve into the Triathlon World Cup, of course, kicked off 2019 here in Cape Town. We've got some of the superstars joining us. Nicely done, man.
Thank you. Jeans. Who knew?
Let's take our time, come enjoy the ride. We ain't gonna fight it. Meet me inside, slide inside to side. We ain't gonna fight it. Baby, let's take our time. Let's take our time. Come enjoy the ride. We ain't gonna fight it. Meet me inside, slide inside to side. We ain't gonna fight it. 'Cause right now, I just wanna have a party. If you want, dance with me. It's going down, down, down tonight. It's going down, down, down tonight. It's going down, down, down tonight. Let's get it on. Let's get it on. Let's get it on. It's going down, down, down tonight. Let's take our time. It's going down, down, down tonight.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to it. It is your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso, on a Monday. So nice and so good to be here with you today. Lots on the go. The feel-good doesn't stop. We're 2 minutes over, but we've got the news coming up just now, as well as Robin Peters performing later. Right now, Ewan with the news.
Thank you, Tavi. So let's get going with those news headlines on your Monday morning. Starting off with your national news, the solar park in Katu in the Northern Cape, the largest solar farm in Africa, Middle East and the Southern Hemisphere, is now operating commercially and is expected to supply energy to more than 170,000 houses around the province. The 12 billion rand solar park is in line with the government's vision to drive renewable energy into the country's energy mix. Regional Managing Director of Sena Southern Africa, which contributed in the construction of the solar park, Siyabonga Mbanjwa, said this was an urgent need for the country. And President Cyril Ramaphosa will take over the helm of the African Union in 2020. This was announced at an AU summit currently underway in Ethiopia. The summit is being attended by various heads of state and government who are expected to focus on issues of trade and conflict. Particular emphasis is being placed on the more than 20 million people on the continent who have been forced to flee their homes due to conflict. Egypt's President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi will be chairman of the AU for the next 2-year term. Making international news headlines, the biggest airport aviation hub in Africa, the newly expanded Addis Ababa Bole International Airport Terminal, is now completed. The China-funded project, larger than Johannesburg's OR Tambo International Airport, cost an estimated $363 million. The terminal comes equipped with modern amenities, including automated bag drop solutions, e-gates, self-check-in kiosks, baggage handling, and the latest airport security technologies. The airport can accommodate up to 22 million passengers per year. OR Tambo currently handles some 17 million passengers. It also incorporates a huge new 5-star hotel. And inclement weather continues to plague several countries across the globe. Thousands of people have fled their homes in the district of Tasman in New Zealand, where the worst forest fire since 1955 is raging. In the US, Seattle is being inundated with the highest snowfalls in 70 years. The state of emergency has been declared. Some 50,000 residents have lost power across the state and hundreds of flights have been cancelled. And in northern Chile, heavy rains have wreaked havoc, forcing thousands of residents from their flooded homes. And finally, it's the month of love, also in the international world of tennis. The blossoming romantic relationship between two of the world's best players, Elina Svitolina of the Ukraine and the flamboyant shotmaker Frenchman Gael Monfils, proves to be extremely popular in recent times. The couple have now decided that they will donate $100 for every ace they hit in the next few tournaments to help a struggling children's hospital in Odessa, Ukraine, Svitolina's native city. And meanwhile, the king of clay, Rafael Nadal, and girlfriend Mary Perello have eventually become engaged. The world of tennis is elated by this news, especially as it took Nadal 14 long years to pop the question. And with that news, we leave your news headlines for now. We'll bring you a roundup in half an hour's time on those stories. Right now, here's a full report on your sport.
Football dominating over the weekend in the PSL. Orlando Pirates failed to capitalize on what must be said was a slip-up from the students, drawing 1-1 with Kaizer Chiefs in the Soweto derby on Saturday. Daniel Cardoso scoring from the spot after a billet was brought down by Mbakile in the box. Pirates did pull level through Temenkosi Lorch, who beat debutant keeper Daniel Akpeyi. The Buccaneers have now extended their unbeaten run versus Chiefs to 12 matches across all competitions. And that surprise loss to Highlands Park for Bidvest means that they also moved to within 4 points of the leaders. Chiefs shift up to 5th spot on the log. Then a little further afield in the Premier League, fueling one of the most competitive Premier League title chases in recent times. All contenders recorded convincing victories over the weekend. Liverpool looked back to their best to retake the top spot on the table with a 3-0 win over Bournemouth. Mane scoring in a 4th consecutive game for the first time in his career. But they were soon toppled by Man City again, showing some champions class with a 6-0 routing of Chelsea. Kun Aguero with his 11th Premier League hat-trick in the process. And of course, Spurs also saw off Leicester 3-1 to stay in the chase. And overcoming Fulham 3-0 to seal their 10th win in 11 games under new manager Solskjaer. Manchester United, they keep momentum ahead of their Champions League time with PSG on Tuesday. You can also see Liverpool up against Bayern Munich. And then finally, on to Six Nations rugby. Johnny May plundered a hat-trick of his own, this time in tries, as England continued their rampaging start to the Six Nations by dominating France 44-8 in probably their biggest win. I think their biggest win since their old rivals. They did it in 1911. So May underlined his reputation as world rugby's deadliest first half finisher, capitalising on some brilliant home kicking and showing some amazing footwork to take his tally to 14 tries in as many fixtures. Now, other results on Saturday, Wales secured a 26-15 win over a pretty spirited Italy, while Ireland beat Scotland 22-13 at Murrayfield. That's where we leave our sporting headlines for now.
Thanks very much, Graham. Let's take a look at your traffic this morning. Starting off in Gauteng in Boksburg on the N17 westbound, there has been a multi-vehicle accident after Rondebolt Road. The right lane is currently blocked and causing heavy delays. Please do find an alternative route this morning. And if you are in the Western Cape, in Milnerton, there is congestion on the N7 northbound towards Bosmansdam Road off-ramp. These delays are due to morning peak traffic, so please be patient on the roads. Off to the trains, the current available fleet on Area Central allows for one train every hour. The running times between Chris Hani and Lavistown to and from Cape Town range between 60 and 90 minutes. And Zoe standing by with your weather.
Oh, thank you, Tabiso. Well, let's take another look at those beautiful sunrise photos that's come through. We received this one from Drini this morning, who sent us this beautiful sunrise from Scottborough in KZN. Today, you can expect partly cloudy conditions, occasional rain and thunderstorms taking place this evening, reaching a maximum of 27 degrees Celsius. But on that note, let's look at the rest of the temperatures, starting off in Polokwane. Your low for today is 19, your high 32. If you're in Mbombela, 20 with a high of 33 can be expected. Partly cloudy conditions in Pretoria, 18, reaching a high of 30. Johannesburg, 17 with a high of 28. Mahikeng, 19, 32. If you're in Klerksdorp, 18 with a high of 29 can be expected. Kimberley, 18, 29. Bloemfontein, 16 with a high of 28. If you're in Richards Bay, 22 with a high of 28. Pietermaritzburg, 19, reaching a high of 27. Thunder showers is expected in Durban, a high of 28. Mthatha, 18 with a high of 22. Rain is expected in East London, a high of 23 for today. Cradock, 16, reaching a high of 27. If you're in Port Elizabeth, 18 with a high of 24 can be expected. George, 16, reaching a high of 22. Sutherland, 12 with a high of 26. Cape Town today, sunny, reaching a high of 24. If you're in Worcester, 14 with a high of 28 can be expected. Springbok, 10, reaching a high of 28, and Uppington 19, reaching a high of 34 degrees Celsius. Well, if you like Drini and you have a beautiful sunrise photo you'd love to share with us, feel free to do so on the Expresso Facebook page. But it's now time to take a look at who is celebrating their birthday.
Happy birthday, a very happy birthday to you.
Hey! Yes, You're in full voice today, buddy, and you got the shimmy going on. We love it. So opportunity now to wish you a very happy birthday, including all of our global celebs who are celebrating their birthday on this, the 11th of February. Young rapper Khalid is celebrating his birthday today, so happy birthday. And then everyone's favorite, there we go, and that looks like a birthday pic. And everyone's favorite friend.
Yeah,
probably.
pretty much. I guess we can say
Hey, Jenny, my friend.
I just remember how she defined a style. Every time she had a new hairstyle, my sister would have a new hairstyle. Just about every girl in the world would have that same hairstyle or that like tint or whatever. So happy birthday to them, but more importantly, happy birthday to you, our viewers.
Yes,
Who
that's
we got?
right. Okay, well, we've got quite a few birthdays here. First up, Tristan and Tyler would like to wish their mum, Crystal, a happy birthday today.
Happy birthday, Mom.
Happy birthday, Mommy. And we've also got the Baileys. They'd like to wish their patriarch, Ivan, a happy 90th birthday today. 90, Ivan. Happy birthday.
I like the way they call them the patriarch. I love that. That's awesome.
Listen, here's a biggie as well. Mrs. Fernandez celebrates her 100th birthday today. Wow. Happy birthday, Mrs. Fernandez. I think she deserves it. I think that is brilliant.
A big one.
That is a big one. Enjoy it, Mrs. Fernandez. Thank you very much. And Rebecca as well would like to wish Rebecca a very happy birthday. There's Rebecca. Hello, Rebecca. Have yourself a beautiful day.
Happy birthday,
Man, then we're going to wish Ompila a very happy belated birthday. She celebrated on Saturday. I think she's still celebrating. Oh, little sad face, man.
Sweet, man.
Ompila, we love you. Only blessings, girl. And then another belated birthday going to Cheslin, who celebrated his birthday yesterday. We hope you had a great one. We got a Cheslin on set. I was just quickly like, is it? You get away this time. Yeah, man, it's happy birthday.
Okay, so here's one more. We'd like to wish Barbara a happy belated birthday as well. Barbara celebrated her birthday yesterday. Happy belated birthday, Barbara.
And that's it. That's a lot of birthdays for today, but I know that there's so many more birthdays happening out there. We wish we could wish each and every one of you a happy birthday, but if you are celebrating, we wish you a happy birthday. Enjoy your day. It's a beautiful day to have a birthday as well as you start off a brand new week as well. But if you would like us to give you a bit of a shout out right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, birthdays@cardova.tv is where it's at to send us your details and a picture, maybe a contact number if you want us to phone you as well.
And in true Expresso fashion, if you're celebrating your birthday, I will have, together with the guys, a slice of cake on your behalf.
Whatever.
Happy birthday.
Whatever, buddy.
Cool.
Whatever.
All right, well, it's time for some music on this Monday morning. Robin Peters is in the house along with his band of merry men, and a big show's on the cards on the 23rd of February at the Grand Arena at Grand West. Get your tickets. It's called It's a Love Thing Volume 3. Get a taste teaser of what that show is going to be like right now on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Here he is performing Down.
It is the weekend. I came to party, feeling naughty. See, it's Friday night and I feel alright. I don't want you to leave my side. Cause when the music starts to play, all my trouble fades away. I wanna hold you close to me. Cause in my arms is where you'll be right now. I just wanna have a party. So if you want, come dance with me. Down, down, down tonight. It's going down, down, down tonight. It's going down, down, down tonight. Oh, let's get it on. Let's get it on. Let's get it on. Whoa, now the party's on fire. Let Mary Jane take you higher. You gotta feel the rhythm in your feet. Move your body to the beat. Ooh, side to side, round and round you go. Right now, I just wanna have a party. So won't you come and dance with me? It's going down, down, down tonight. It's going down, 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 down tonight. It's going down, down tonight. Let's get it on. Let's get it on. Let's get it on. Whoa.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You're live with Expresso. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you were in the Mother City, you would have seen some of the best triathletes in the world descending on the Mother City for the Triathlon World Cup, kick-starting a brand new year in, I would imagine, some of the toughest conditions that you could compete in. And of course, we are very proud to have two of our star competitors here this morning. Alex Yee, all the way from London, he says, but I sense a bit of a northern vibe there. And of course, Summer Rappaport, who placed second in the women's draw. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. I've been trying to wrap my head around this. So first of all, I'm going to start with you, Alex. When's your 21st birthday?
It's on the 18th of February, so hopefully I can get on, on the birthday screen.
Now you have, dude. Now you. What a way to kind of mark your year. There is so much written about you, obviously competing for country in different events. What's taken you so long to make your mark in the triathlon? If you were trying to stay under the radar, dude, now your cover has been blown. Guy?
Yeah, I mean, I was really fortunate to yesterday that everything kind of came together for me. I've been in the sport since I was 7 and competing competitively since 16, and it's taken a good few years to get a result like that. But yeah, I'm really pleased, and hopefully there's more to come.
Hopefully, he says. I think you're being quite modest, dude. Looking at your track record, I think you're almost there. Summer, I have also been trying to put you into perspective, looking at what you've achieved, the gold medals that you've won, what you've achieved for country. Last year, placed 25th in this circuit. How does that even work out? Like, how do you approach a season with so many events, so many races, so many different focal points? Where does the World Cup triathlon sit in your kind of field?
You know, the World Cups are a great opportunity. It brings athletes from all over the world, and there tends to be quite a range where there's athletes who are really just starting to get their feet wet in the sport, but also some of the top women in the sport. I mean, sometimes we get women who have won world championships in these races. So it's just a great opportunity to test yourself, and it just attracts so many great athletes from all over the world.
So that being said, and I would imagine that's why they've brought the big names together in this way, is to also introduce young athletes in that space. But there is an opportunity to start building momentum, to build confidence. What does the second place to you mean, and what could have gone better? Could you have won this weekend?
You know, I don't know. I've been in many battles with Ayu Ueda, who is yesterday's winner from Japan in World Cup races, and I think we're probably about 50-50. Sometimes she gets the better of me, and sometimes I'm just a little bit better on the day. So, you know, you just keep showing up and battling who's there.
Is it like that for you? Do you kind of map out events that you think you could do well, or do you approach every event knowing, okay, I need to do this, I need to smash it? How? Because you guys live on such a finely tuned balance in terms of your training, but there is so much going on in the calendar. How do you approach each event?
You know, for me personally, I like to do a mix of races with courses and conditions that suit me, but also some races that push me and take me outside of my comfort zone to try to be a better athlete. And you know, you aren't always successful in those races, but I think you walk away as a better person for trying it.
If you can survive the heat in Cape Town at this time of the year, you are proving something. So what's next for you, Alex? Put us into the picture in terms of what you're going after this year. Are the World Cups going to be a massive focus, or what is the goal for 2019?
2019, I've actually got my first start for a World Triathlon Series, which is kind of the pinnacle of our sport. So I'm really excited to get some experience in that. And then just looking forward, obviously 2020's got to be a big goal for me.
Massive year.
It's a long way away still, and a lot can happen, but it's really exciting to get this result now, and it gives me a lot of confidence moving forward.
I know a lot of the South African field were relishing having such a strong field out here as well, so thank you so much for coming out. I hope you can stick around for a little bit to enjoy the weather in the right ways, but congratulations to both of you on your performances over the weekend, and yeah, I'll hopefully look forward to interviewing you again back in South Africa next year, but thank you so much for coming to join us for an early start.
Yeah, thank you very much.
All right, it's a Monday, which always means that by this time around, we have a Mandela Monday hero story that we'd like to inspire you with. Now, for most of us, when we suffer a great personal loss, we have an understandable reaction of first having to focus and deal with that loss, and then ultimately helping ourselves in some or other way get over that loss.
That's right. And our Mandela Monday hero is Claudia van Schalkwyk, who not only transformed her own life, but she changed and had a different reaction. And she is transforming other people's prospects for a healthy and happy life. And she managed to get through a tough time on her own.
Claudia van Schalkwyk has an incredible story to tell. She is a beautician from Kales River who found her calling after her sister tragically died of cancer. She found the calling of helping people lead healthier lifestyles through a 90-day wellness challenge.
This 3-month program is for everyday people who want to change their eating habits, live healthier and longer by lowering their cancer-causing risk factors.
The UBA 90 Wellness Day Challenge started after the untimely loss of my sister. When she was diagnosed with cancer 2 years ago, I went and did research how to lower your risk against cancer, the disease that destroys so many families, you know. And I have come to the conclusion that you have to change your lifestyle by eating healthy, by doing exercise, and renewing your mind.
Well, there's something really special about this platform, is that you raise funds to help someone with a bursary. Tell us more about that.
Well, we raise funds through this platform that will be able for other children that can't afford to study beauty like myself. It heals from my own life experience. And that is why it's such a brilliant opportunity for young children to come and study beauty at Urban Beauty Academy.
On the program, Brian Weingaard dropped a life-changing 26 kilograms and Tasneem Peters 17 kilos.
This wellness challenge has helped me a lot with my love, life and everything else. I'm able to run with my 1-year-old boy and, you know, and throw him across my shoulder, whereas before I couldn't even touch my toes. On a spiritual level, the meditation in the morning has really helped me grow closer to God as well. The people that have given their time to arrange this for us, they are absolutely amazing. Claudia and the UBA team, the trainers that have helped us, they are such an inspiration to all of us as well, and motivating us as well.
The challenge helped me a lot in terms of weight loss firstly, and it also revived my love for athletics, running. So when I started the challenge, I couldn't run 1 kilometer. Mid-Feb now, I'll do my first half marathon. My cholesterol was fairly high. I used to get acid reflux. Since I've been adopting healthier eating habits, all of those things are something from the past. My chronic medication is laying in the cabinet, so I will definitely recommend this challenge. It's a holistic challenge. It not only focuses on the physical activity, but also on your eating habits and spiritual side of things.
In Claudia's win-win plan, entry fees paid for by Wellness Challenge Fund bursary students at the Beauty Academy like Jamie Titus and Amy Jacobs.
I am happy. I am extremely grateful to Claudia for this opportunity because this is my passion and I love it. This opportunity has given me a plan to go further, to do more.
I feel blessed and grateful for Claudia for giving me the opportunity to study, to learn beauty.
Claudia, how have the people responded to the 90-day wellness challenge? Are they starting to take their health more seriously?
You know, I've started it as a 90-day because of the fact that it needs to be sustainable. I think after 90 days, it becomes a habit, and all of the contestants has been extremely excited. And yes, 80% of them has sustained.
She started the 90-day wellness challenge to help her community members live healthier lives. She's raised funds to get girls into the challenging and demanding beauty industry, and Claudia shows no signs of stopping. We're going to hear some amazing testimonies coming through from her, and that's why she is today's Mandela Monday hero.
When misfortune clouds your own life, it takes a special kind of vision to see how it can be such a silver lining in the lives of so many others.
absolutely being challenged by my Mark Anthony this morning. Dude, seriously. Like, I don't know how you are sitting so chill like this.
Easy.
Anyways, that is not what we'll be doing, but we are going to be using these stability balls as a bit of a workout right now. Earlier on, Mark took me through a nice little stretching warm-up routine. Right now, we're going to put these guys to the test, showing you that you can do that in the comfort of your own home with just this piece of equipment.
Basically, everybody's got these balls laying around at home. I've seen it in every single household, but what the problem is, they don't really know what to do with it. So, I mean, here's some basic things that we could do.
Okay, firstly, and let me say, we say basic, but effective.
Yeah. Let's hold the plank, secure, warm up the core as always. 5 seconds, 4, 3, you and push up onto your hands. So now we're putting a little bit more pressure on the lower back, also part of the core. We hold for 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, alternating your knees, try and take it to your elbow. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then we go back down into the plank for the last round, and we hold and secure. So this is basically your core warm-up, okay?
That's it.
5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, 1. That you can repeat as you go along.
You can feel that activation taking place because of the instability of the stability.
So let's put it against the wall. We call this balls to the walls. Okay?
Balls to the walls.
Balls to the walls. Feet forward.
Okay.
Shoulder width apart.
Got it.
We drop down, secure the squat, and we hold. Okay, so we do this for about 10 seconds.
Right.
As you will feel, we'll be warming up the quadricep area and the glutes. 5, 4, 3, 2, and then we drop down with some squats. Here we go.
Sure. If you really get into the glutes, the quads.
5, 4, 3, 2, and then you in, stay down. And we hold that there.
All right, we just be chilling down here.
Yeah, so if you have a pair of dumbbells at home, which we don't have here today, you could incorporate some bicep curls while you're sitting in the squat position. You could do some shoulder presses as well while you're sitting in the squat position, or you could just basically hold the dumbbells out there.
Just like that.
Yeah.
Fantastic,
How are you
man.
feeling? Are you good?
Yeah, it's burning, but you know what? I can chill out here. We can have a little bit of
Raise
a
up
chit-chat.
a little bit more, just there.
Just there. Unfortunately, dude, that's all we have time for today.
Sweet.
That's it. Mark Anthony from Fitness Mafia joining us this morning. Okay, now that's seriously burnt. That's a good one. Listen, try out these workouts. It's simple yet very, very effective. Great way to kickstart your Monday morning. That's your fitness right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Mr. Mark Anthony, put it there once again, my man.
See you soon.
Check it out.
Awesome.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back to it. It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso, right here, live and direct on SABC3. We're going ahead with the Feel Good. We've got the SAFTAs and the BAFTAs action coming through, but right now it's the news 2 minutes late, but we're doing it. Ewan, are you ready?
We're doing it. Let's get into those national news headlines first and foremost. The solar park in Qatar in the Northern Cape, the largest solar farm in Africa, Middle East and the Southern Hemisphere, is now operating commercially and is expected to supply energy to more than 170,000 houses around the province. And President Cyril Ramaphosa will take over the helm of the African Union in 2020. This was announced at the AU summit currently underway in Ethiopia. Making international news headlines this morning, the biggest airport aviation hub in Africa, the newly expanded Addis Ababa Bole International Airport Terminal, is now completed. The China-funded project, larger than Johannesburg's OR Tambo International Airport, cost an estimated $363 million. And inclement weather continues to plague several countries across the globe. There have been reports of raging fires, severe snowfalls and extreme flooding from New Zealand, Seattle and northern Chile. And finally, to have your artwork on the cover of Time magazine is probably a once-in-a-lifetime achievement. And this is exactly what has happened to Nelson Makamo from Limpopo. The cover of the latest edition of the acclaimed international news magazine features the beautiful work of Nelson, a combination of charcoal, acrylic and watercolor paints. Guest editor Ava Duvernay says the issue is dedicated to the art of optimism and celebrates and suggests ways that one can find inspiration in our present moment through the work of artists to carve a path for us all. Nelson has art exhibitions all over the world and has already hosted 10 solo exhibitions since 2005. And that's where we leave your news headlines for now. We'll expand on those stories at the top of the hour.
Football dominating after a busy weekend locally in the PSL. Pirates failed to capitalize on a slip-up from the students, drawing 1-1 with Chiefs in the Soweto derby on Saturday. The goals coming from a Daniel Cardosa penalty and Tembin Kosi-Loch beating Chiefs' debutant keeper Daniel Akpeyi. So after Wits' surprise loss to Highlands Park, the Buccaneers moved to within 4 points of the leaders, Chiefs up to 5th spot on the log. Then in the Premier League, all contenders in the title chase recorded convincing victories this weekend. Mane scoring in a 4th consecutive game for the first time to see Liverpool retake the top spot on the table with that 3-0 win over Bournemouth, before Man City took it straight back. Kun Aguero netting his 11th Premier League hat-trick in their 6-0 routing of Chelsea, and Spurs saw off Leicester 3-1. And finally in rugby, in the Six Nations, Johnny May plundered a hat-trick of his own as England continued their dominance in the Six Nations with their biggest win against France since 1911. 44-8 the final score as he took his tally to 14 tries in as many fixtures. Now the results on Saturday. Wales secured a 26-15 win over a spirited Italy, whilst to Ireland they beat Scotland 22-13 at Murrayfield. That's where we leave our headlines for now.
Thank you, G. Let's take a look at your roads once again. Starting off in Gauteng, in Germiston, on the N3 southbound. There has been an accident after the Geldenhuys interchange. The emergency lane is currently blocked, so please do approach with caution. If you are in the Western Cape and Observatory, there is congestion on the N2 inbound between the R300 and Rhodes Drive. The average traveling speed there is 15 kilometers per hour with delays up to 40 minutes. And after the trains, the T2504 train from Kraaifontein to Cape Town on the Northern Line has been cancelled, and this is due to sets being out of service, so please do allow for extra travel time this morning. Your next traffic report will be at 8 o'clock.
Thank you, Tabiso. And before we get into your weather, let's take another look at these beautiful sunrise photos that's been coming through. Diasha, thank you for your beautiful, spectacular sunrise from Pietermaritzburg this morning. Today, you can expect humid conditions, a couple of showers and a heavy thunderstorm later today with a maximum of 27 degrees. But on that note, let's look at the rest of the temperatures. Starting off in Polokwane, a low of 19 with a high of 32 for today. Mbombela 20 reaching a high of 33. Partly cloudy in Pretoria with a high of 30, Johannesburg 17 reaching a high of 28. If you're in Mahikeng, 19 with a high of 32 can be expected. Klerksdorp 18, 29. Kimberley also 18 with a high of 29. Bloemfontein 16, 28. Richards Bay 22 with a high of 28. If you're in Pietermaritzburg, thunder showers is expected with a high of 27. Durban 23 with a high of 28. Mthatha 18, reaching a high of 22. Rain is expected in East London today with a high of 23. Cradock 16, reaching a high of 27. Port Elizabeth 18, reaching a high of 24. Partly cloudy conditions in George today, a low of 16, a high of 22. Sutherland 12, reaching a high of 26. Some sunny conditions for Cape Town today, 17 with a high of 24. Worcester 14, reaching a high of 28. Sunny conditions in Springbok, 10 with a high of 28. And Uppington 19, reaching a high of 34 degrees Celsius. If you have a beautiful sunrise photo that you'd love to share with us, feel free to do so on the Expresso Facebook page. But from your weather, let's take a look at what's happening in the world of technology.
Yes, right now time to touch on the tech talk. Now, the city of Tokyo plans to make medals for the 2020 Olympic Games out of recycled gadgets. How good is that? Yeah. And so far, they've received more than 5 million donated phones. And here to unpack how and why this is happening, of course, our resident tech expert, Brian Smith, on a Monday morning. Always glad to have you here.
Thanks for having me. It's great to be here.
This is a positive story.
Yeah.
You normally come and terrify us with the latest in technology. So you said how and why. Let's start with the why. Why make this statement?
Awesome. So I think this is a really interesting question with a really interesting answer. If you consider every 4 years when the Olympic and Paralympic Games roll around, countries usually either have to rely on their own mineral wealth or contract out to mining firms to produce enough gold, silver, precious metals. Precisely for Olympic medals. Now, the problem here is twofold for Tokyo, in that Japan typically isn't a very mineral-rich country, as well as the fact it's estimated around 20% of the world's gold presently sits in electronic devices, both being used and unused. Now, so Tokyo has come up with a very interesting solution to this problem, and that's to encourage citizens to recycle their electronic devices to reproduce these precious metals into Olympic medals.
Yeah. So do you think this could possibly spark a wider trend, start new conversations around recycling and essentially how we then end up seeing and using our technology?
Definitely. I think one of the things we have to take really good cognizance of and be aware of in this century is that the rate at which we're using precious metals, specifically for our gadgets, is approaching a rate that's unsustainable.
Yeah.
So we really have to be, aware of the fact that we need to reduce, reuse, and recycle our consumption of these metals. And broadly, hopefully, what we can encourage is a culture of reusing. So that'll be transforming, let's say, a smartphone or a laptop into another electronic device that we could use in our home with perhaps a different purpose.
Yeah. I love that. I mean, we were chatting about that a while ago. The building processors out of old phones, a Bitcoin mining kind of thing. This begs the question: why have we not been doing this? That's a lot of precious metal that we've been finding. So what is the proper way to go about moving on to our next smartphone? What should we be doing with our old devices? How do you recycle?
Definitely. So what we really want to do is either reuse or resell. So the first step is either if there's someone you can hand your old device to, or perhaps another use you can give it, that's your first logical destination. Often major carriers and device manufacturers around the world will offer you an incentive to recycle your old device to make a new one. So for example, in some cases you might be able to turn in your old cell phone and buy a new one at a discounted price. You can spend slightly less money on your next gadget. However, there are online communities, Homebrew for example, where you can go online and download software kits to transform your old device, such as a smartphone, into an altogether different kind of product.
You are now an alarm clock.
Precisely, from alarm clocks to doorbells to smart cameras and anything in between.
That's cool, man.
That is super cool. So well done to the city of Tokyo and welcome to Tokyo when we get there. And Brian, thanks again for bringing us news out of the world of technology. Let us know what exciting stories have been catching your attention, and please share them with us. Of course, when you do so, #Expresso Show, and of course, also check out our website, expressoshow.com, for all the latest news.
Whoa, the world of technology. No one ever knows what's coming up next, but it gets the people going. Speaking of going, we're going to go off to an ad break right now on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso. And after the break, the BAFTAs, the winners have been announced, and you get to find out who they are right here.
Exactly, and it's true awards season at that as well, because the SAFTA nominees have been finally announced. We'll run you through and see who made the cut.
Ndase, can I have a cappuccino?
So elegant. Love it. We'll see you after the break.
Enjoy a moment in between with McCafe. See you after the break.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Time for us to now take a look at all of the winners from this past weekend's BAFTA Awards. Now we have the one and only JP Sebastian in studio.
Who kind of looks like a BAFTA. If you, just a little bit.
British Academy Film Award.
Hold that pose. Look at that British Academy Film Award right there.
Must be the
There's
beard.
kind of a sleazebag grin here.
Yeah, and the
I see
jawline.
it.
You've got that BAFTA thing about you.
It's like Jack Black when you see something he likes, but probably won't be seen at BAFTA for a long time. Yeah, so the BAFTA Awards, again, another sleepless night for JP, but who cares? We love the movies, don't we? So
we do indeed.
Obviously, they try to bring a lot more attention to the British candidates. And so from the SAGs 2 weeks ago, we see some people switching out and other people switching in. And the first category where we see that happening is, let's talk about supporting
actor.
Male actor.
Yes, and the nominees.
Oh, for the most part, standard as far as we just had the Globes and we just had the SAGs.
Yep.
Adam Driver has seen his place in those places. Mahershala Ali has obviously been cleaning up, took the SAG and the Golden Globe. Richard E. Grant is the new addition, who they could call British if they like, even though he was born in Swaziland. But Sam Rockwell saw the SAGs a couple of weeks ago as well, and Timothy Chalamet. He's back at the BAFTAs. Last year it was, what was it called? Call Me By Your Name. That's right.
Yeah.
That's the one that drove everyone crazy. But I just mentioned cleaning house. Mahershala Ali is not, it seems like he's unstoppable. So it's a BAFTA, it's a SAG, it's a Golden Globe, and he's probably on his way to the Oscars. He won.
What a year for him. Quick question, is it the same academy that judges and that pulls together the nominees?
No. So you have kind of overlaps in the United States between what's called the HFPA, the Hollywood Foreign Press Association, and they do some bits of Oscars, they do some bits of this and that and this. But either side of the Atlantic, this is 6,500 totally different people. Okay. And it's all in industry. It's not, guys like me who are like, yes, your movies, whatever, blah, blah. It's people judging themselves from within industry.
Okay, cool.
But let's talk about the ladies.
Yes, let's talk about Best Supporting Actress.
Again, not a huge amount of switcheroos here, although what's interesting is they dropped out Emily Blunt, who at the SAGs won, quite surprisingly for a lot of people, for Quiet Place. And she was switched out by, I'll find the name, Claire Foy for First Man, who was actually really strong in that movie. Shame, this movie's kind of getting overlooked. It's by the director Damien Chazelle. He's the guy who did La La Land, so I think people are like, we gave him a lot of attention. Maybe not this time around. Emma Stone, she wasn't there that night, but nevertheless, the favorite is completely strong. Margot Robbie, unfortunately, Mary, Queen of Scots, is not the strongest vehicle for her, but what a great actress. She last was nominated for BAFTA for I, Tonya, and Rachel Weisz, who has been...
I loved I, Tonya.
I love Margot Robbie for being willing to do anything that's totally off the wall. It's not like, hey, how pretty can I be, or whatever. But yeah, those are the names, and I am quite pleased to say that the last lady that we're looking at there, Rachel Weisz, was considered the strongest supporting actress.
So she
took the BAFTA. Yeah, it's been, how many? It's probably been 13 years now or something like that.
Wow.
No. It's about, well, nevertheless, it's quite a while. It's 11 years, but before that was The Constant Gardener, which was incredible. Rachel Weisz, if you guys watch The Favourite, which you all should, by the way, especially if you younger South Africans are watching, if you want a lesson on how to act, this lady is so academic, so precise. It's beautiful to watch her brain tick.
Yeah.
She should get, a villain role in the next James Bond or something. She should be the next James Bond.
How about that?
I'm throwing my hat in there.
What?
She is.
Jamie Bond.
Jamie Bond.
I've not had sleep. I'm not going to come up with anything.
Jennifer Bond, perhaps.
Seriously,
but listen,
falling out of face.
Yeah, Roma and now The Favourite. That's the favourite, right?
So The Favourite had 12 nominations. Yeah, obviously being a British movie, British insofar as obviously it's about that period, royalty and whatever, and also because it falls into the next category for having it's called Outstanding British Film. The reason you can fall into this category, how you become eligible, is if you have at least 3 people behind camera in writing, producing, or directing who have citizenship in Britain. Yeah. So Bohemian Rhapsody is interesting because you've got Rami Malek at the front. He's not the most British guy you have, but they're proud to take him. McQueen was a documentary about the stylist, so it's interesting to see a documentary in there. Stan and Ollie has Steve Coogan in there, and John C. Reilly, who is beloved by myself and a lot of other people. And You Were Never Really Here. Joaquin Phoenix, I think everyone's looking forward to seeing him as the Joker in the next movie, but this movie not really getting the light of day that he might hope. It's really not in any of the other awards. But this one went to, surprise, surprise, 12 nominations, I just said. The Favourite is a really strong contender. And then you're watching director Yorgos Lanthimos, which is a delicious name to say when you're
desperately hungry, like
Say it
Yorgos Lanthimos.
Ooh,
That's,
sounds like
but anyway, he's a great dude and he's a great director, more importantly than that. Seriously, The Favourite is such a strong movie and such a weird rollercoaster ride of emotions.
On the list of
lump in the
ones
throat
to watch. And by the way, loving the graphics that you put together for these segments and the sleepless
He's always
nights.
so
Thank
nice
you very
to me.
much. No, I know.
That's the only one who
I
notices.
appreciate you, JP
Oh, I'm going to
Sebastian.
get the Katlego Award at the end of the year.
Is that even a thing? Anyway, that is a roundup of the British Academy Film Awards. Later on, we'll be taking a look at the South African Film and Television Awards. Of course, the nominations were listed and announced to the public this past week. And so we'll take a look at who are the biggest prospects to bring them home.
Yay. Yes, indeed. So I'm going to give a creativity award to my princess, my queen, because look at this. I asked for something to cheer me up, and
you got it.
It's Casper
the Friendly
Ghost. Yeah, you're a Ginny Mouse.
man,
Absolutely
that
love
is
it.
beautiful.
Well
So we're going to continue on the trend of awards now. Of course, as Kat was mentioning and featuring in the 2019 edition, the nominees list for the South African Film and Television Awards came out on Friday.
And of course, your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso. We were there front and center, rubbing shoulders with the who's who's.
Yep.
Can I get a straw not to ruin the picture?
Don't ruin Casper.
I don't want to ruin Casper's picture.
The biggest event on the South African entertainment calendar is almost upon us. Come March the 3rd, and the creme de la creme of the South African film and television industry will be honored at the 13th Annual South African Film and Television Awards taking place in Sun City. And today, we get to find out who's got a nod and who's in the running for a golden statue. All the glitz, the glam, and of course all this talent. I'm joined here by our media colleagues, and although tensions are a little bit high, I can't help but feel a sense of pride as we celebrate an industry bursting with phenomenal talent. Marita, the film and television industry has been on a high for a couple of years now, but this past year, what do you make of the content as well as the talent that we are seeing on our screens?
I think the content's great, and new content's great. I know there's a lot of repeats things going on, but it seemed that everybody is getting away from using the same old presenters, the same old ideas, and really going in there and really developing it. And it's great to see.
Competition is very tight this year. What do you think of the nominees?
It is exciting because obviously now story has become central. And you'll see with our theme, Dare to Dream, is that people are taking it to the next level. It's really become a tough competition. You have people in the same show being nominated against each other. We're really starting to grow as an industry.
What can we expect from the ceremony come March the 2nd?
What we're going to focus on this year is that we want it to be evident that it's an industry award. Yes, there's going to be entertainment by musicians and so forth, but really we want to see our own industry on that stage doing something. So we really want to celebrate our industry.
Celebrating only the best in the business, this is the 3rd year that Mac Cafe continues to sponsor and support the SAFTAs, as well as one of the most coveted categories, that being Best Actress and Actor in a feature film. Why would you say that the SAFTAs are so important for our industry?
It's a recognition of the arts. It's very important. We're very arrogant people, actors. We like to have our egos rubbed a little bit. But on a more important note, I mean, just to elevate the industry, give the forthcoming youngsters a chance to realize that if you work hard enough, there is recognition in the arts.
So Sandile, you guys, is Thembiso nominated for a SAFTA. How are you feeling?
I'm quite happy, man. I mean, look, the work that Thembiso puts in, you know, I see it on a daily, and I notice it with, yo, you need to get some recognition for this. So, I mean, they're getting the just desserts, you know?
Warren, you are no stranger to winning SAFTAs. You've been nominated 3 times this time around. How are you feeling, and do you ever get used to it?
I feel like how I felt last year when I was nominated for 3, so it really feels much like a deja vu. But other than that, it's exciting. I'm really humbled.
How would you say that the SAFTAs have grown over the years and have really made a positive impact in the film and television industry?
Look, this is one of those ceremonies that is flagship, or that is PR, or the face of our industry, and most importantly, our African narrative, right? So it makes perfect sense that every year we have an award ceremony like the SAFTAs. We continue to grow, we continue to progress and become a bigger and bigger and better and bigger event.
With me, someone who's no stranger to our television screens, Tishiwe, but she's also doing some work behind the scenes, and her production, Emoyeni, has been nominated 6 times, which is quite phenomenal. Tishiwe, how are you feeling about that?
Well, I'm stoked. I'm so excited. I'm thrilled. I'm blessed. I'm honored. I'm humbled. All the good feelings.
So Tishiwe, tell me, why do you think that the SAFTAs are such an important platform for our industry?
As filmmakers, we work so hard throughout the year, and to get that recognition, that nod from your peers, that your work is valid, even though it doesn't mean that if you don't win awards, you haven't done the work. But it's such an important thing for all of us to come together, to be able to see and appreciate each other's work, and to give a nod to everyone that's worked so hard through the year.
Bright stars, new names, and of course all that fierce competition. SAFTAs 2019 has definitely brought it all, and I definitely can't wait to see you guys at the Sun City Super Bowl on the 2nd of March. But for now, let's go brunch.
Oh man, that is so beautiful.
Yeah,
and
it's gonna be exciting.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, we're so proud of you. Kat, 2 nominations in the bag.
Yeah.
Come on, buddy, bring it home.
It's going to be awesome. Listen, for a full list of all the nominees on the SAFTAs 2019, you can just head on over to our website, expressoshow.com, and go check it out.
Vote. Can you vote?
Yeah,
you can vote. Go and vote.
Vote for Kat. Yeah, vote for him. Yeah.
Your excitement is contagious, guys. All right, now Academy Award nominee Viggo Mortensen and Academy Award winner Mahershala Ali both star in the highly acclaimed comedy drama Green Book, that's inspired by a true friendship that transcended race, class, and societal constraints of the early 1960s.
Now, it's a warm-hearted and often hilarious road trip movie about the 2 very different, strong-willed men who form a deep and enduring bond on a journey of a lifetime through the deep south of America. Now, the film recently walked away with 3 Golden Globes and has been nominated for 5 Academy Awards. And Expresso is giving away sets of double tickets to an exclusive pre-screening of the film in Johannesburg and Cape Town.
That's right. So the film will be screened at Hyde Park in Johannesburg and the V&A Waterfront here in Cape Town tomorrow night, the 12th of February at 8 p.m. And all you need to do if you want to stand a chance of winning one of those tickets is SMS the keyword movie, then followed by your name and surname and city to 33728. So once again, those screenings will be tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Hyde Park in Johannesburg, V&A Waterfront right here in Cape Town.
Which means the competition will be closing tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. So you have just over 24 hours to get those SMSs in. T's and C's do apply, and they can be found at our website, expressoshow.com.
All right, we're going to take a quick break while you get those fingers tapping on your screens. Still lots more feel-good vibes to come your way right here on Expresso.
Trying to hold my breath, let it stay this way. Can't let this moment end. You set off a dream in me, getting louder now. Can you hear it echoing? Take my hand, will you share this with me? 'Cause darling, without you, all the shine of 1,000 spotlights, all the stars we steal from the night sky will never be enough, never be enough. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast show on this Monday morning. The So Good Feel Good continues. We got more performances from the cast of It's a Love Thing Volume 3 coming up. Of course, that show's on the 23rd of February. Get your tickets right now. But you need to get your tickets, sit right up front and center to catch the early morning headlines. Here's Ewan.
Here we go. Thank you very much, Kat. Yep, let's run you through your news headlines one last time on your Monday morning. Starting off with your national news. The solar park in Katu in the Northern Cape, the largest solar farm in Africa, Middle East and the Southern Hemisphere, is now operating commercially and is expected to supply energy to more than 170,000 houses around the province. And also, President Cyril Ramaphosa will take over the helm of the African Union in 2020. This was announced at the AU summit currently underway in Ethiopia. Making international news headlines, the biggest airport aviation hub in Africa, the newly expanded Addis Ababa Bole International Airport Terminal, is now completed. The China-funded project, larger than Johannesburg's OR Tambo International Airport, cost an estimated $363 million. And inclement weather continues to plague several countries across the globe. There have been reports of raging fires, severe snowfalls and extreme flooding from New Zealand, Seattle and northern Chile. And finally, it's the month of love, also in the international world of tennis. The blossoming romantic relationship between two of the world's best tennis players, Elina Svitolina of the Ukraine and the flamboyant shotmaker Frenchman Gael Monfils, proves to be extremely popular in recent times. The couple have now decided that they will donate $100 for every ace they hit in the next few tournaments to help a struggling children's hospital in Odessa, Ukraine, Svitolina's native city. Meanwhile, the king of clay, Rafael Nadal, and girlfriend Mary Perello have eventually become engaged. The world of tennis is elated by this news, especially as it took Nadal 14 long years to pop the question. And that story, we leave your news headlines on your Feel Good Breakfast Show for your Monday morning.
Let's kick it off with football, of course, dominating after a busy weekend. In the PSL, Pirates failed to capitalise on a slip-up from the students, drawing 1-1 with Chiefs in the Soweto derby on Saturday. The goals coming from a Daniel Cardoso penalty and Thembinkosi Lorch beating Chiefs' debutant keeper Daniel Akpeyi. And after Wits' surprise loss to Highlands Park, the Buccaneers now moved to within 4 points of the leaders. Chiefs up to 5th spot on the log. A little further afield, all contenders in a hotly contested Premier League title chase recorded pretty convincing victories this weekend. Sadio Mane scoring in a 4th consecutive game for the first time in his career to see Liverpool retake the top spot on the table with their 3-0 win over Bournemouth, before Man City took it straight back. Kun Aguero netting his 11th Premier League hat-trick in their process in their 6-0 routing of Chelsea. And of course, Spurs stay in the chase. They saw off Leicester 3-1. And finally, in rugby, Johnny May plundered a hat-trick of his own as England continued their early dominance in the Six Nations with their biggest win against France since 1911. 44-8 the final score, as he took his tally to 14 tries in as many fixtures. And other results on Saturday, Wales secured a 26-15 win over a spirited Italy, whilst Ireland beat out Scotland 22-13 at the iconic Murrayfield. That's where we leave our sport for now.
Thank you, Graham. Let's take a final look at your roads this morning. Starting off in Germiston in Gauteng on the N3 southbound. There is a stationary vehicle before the Gululis interchange and it's currently obstructing the left lane. Please do approach with caution. If you are in the Western Cape and Observatory, there is a multi-vehicle accident on the N2 inbound. That's before Hospital Bend, and heavy delays can be expected. Please do use an alternative route this morning. After the trains, the T0119 train from Cape Town to Fishhook on the Southern Line has been cancelled. This is due to a defective set, so please do allow for extra travel time. And that's a wrap-up of your traffic reports this morning.
Don't fear the flu. Boost your immune system with Effaflu-C Immune Booster by Pharmadynamics. Effective, affordable healthcare.
Well, before we get into those temperatures, let's take a final look at the beautiful sunrise photos that's been coming through. And a couple coming through from KZN. Thank you, Carol, for your beautiful sunrise from Durban, as well as Drini for your amazing picture from Scottsboro and KwaZulu-Natal. And then lastly, Diasha, thank you for your spectacular sunrise from Pietermaritzburg. If you have a beautiful sunrise that you'd love to share with us, feel free to do so on the Expresso Facebook page. But on that note, let's take a final look at your temperatures. Starting off in Polokwane, a low of 19 with a high of 32 can be expected. Mbombela 20 with a high of 33. Pretoria 18, 30. Johannesburg 17 reaching a high of 28. Partly cloudy in Mahikeng with a high of 32 for today. Klerksdorp 18, 29. Kimberley also 18 with a high of 29. Bloemfontein 16, 28. Richards Bay 22 reaching a high of 28. Thunder showers is expected in Pietermaritzburg today, 19 with a high of 27. Durban, 23, reaching a high of 28. If you're in Mthatha, 18 with a high of 22 can be expected. Rain in East London, 19 with a high of 23. Cradock 16, 27, Port Elizabeth 18, reaching a high of 24. Partly cloudy conditions in George 16, reaching a high of 22. Sutherland 16, 26. Beautiful conditions in Cape Town today, sunny with a high of 24. Worcester 14, 28. Springbok 10, also reaching a high of 28. And Uppington, partly cloudy conditions, a low of 14 and a high of 34 degrees Celsius. And that's a wrap on your temperatures for this morning.
So we're back again on the couch with our friend JP Sebastian discussing the BAFTAs, the British Academy Film Awards that took place a few hours ago, and you stayed up all night to bring us the latest
my
news.
tortured life of getting to watch movies
But
for free.
you love it. You love it.
I'm being sarcastic. I'm really lucky
The
to do this.
popcorn's always fresh, so that's an added benefit, right?
Sure, if it
Fringe
makes you happy.
benefit.
Why not? They're fresh for you, but I'm never too nice in the movies, am I?
Let's quickly take a look at. So earlier on, we took a look at the best actors in a supporting role, best actress in a supporting role. Right now, best actor in a leading role.
And then you were also trying to figure out there that there's this category that not a lot of people are aware of, is obviously that there's this British film award that we spoke about as well.
Yes.
Later we'll talk about best film, however.
Zoe's about to join us as well because she's very interested in these topics. So, yeah.
Why not? The more the merrier. Best actor in a leading role. And so there are various, very obvious names. Like the field, while it's very strong, it's not necessarily super spread or anything like that. So everyone's thinking that it's going to be, what's his name now? Christian Bale from Vice.
Bale, yes.
Shame Bradley Cooper, who recently got like a support message penned by Sean Penn, who's a weird writer anyway. Saying, oh, there's no chance he's going to win because it's like gamed against him. Calm down. No, Bradley Cooper's great, but it wasn't like miraculous, Sean. Rami Malek. No.
It's nominated.
Sean Penn felt that wherever he's sitting right now.
Feels way too strongly about most things, and should probably write about drug lords less as well. That's another story for another day. Steve Coogan switched out another lead actor whose name doesn't come to mind. Oh, John David Washington for Black Klansman, and Viggo Mortensen is pretty much on the back seat, as opposed to Mahershala Ali for Green Book. He hasn't taken anything. Mahershala Ali, on the other hand, has been sweeping up. However, Viggo Mortensen is incredible as an actor. That said, though,
the winner,
Rami Malek for Bohemian Rhapsody. And
my goodness.
The more you think about it, even the other day, you were just looking at still photographs and watching him embody from head to toe.
Absolutely.
It's so pleasing to see in such a young and tiny dude, I suppose, but like that amount of commitment to your craft, you know? Like, rather than just being a pretty face that like people could in our generation or whatever and get away with that. Although I don't know how easy it is with, like, you know, prosthetics and all that kind of stuff with the rolling plate. It's his own voice you're hearing. He's doing versions of the songs that aren't just, oh, it's the studio album version. He went to go research the original live performances. I think the guy truly does deserve it. And shame, Bradley Cooper, maybe your time comes with the Oscars. Maybe when the American awards come around, they give it to you, but...
Yes, there's so many...
It's a strong category.
Absolutely.
And you know what's interesting is how many real lives are being played for some reason. So I don't know what this is about the time we're in. Freddie Mercury, there's the guy who Mahershala Ali plays, the pianist. I can't remember his name. Dick Cheney, etc., etc. So
there's Vice, the favorite. There's Green Book that I need to watch. A Star Is Born, Bohemian
So
Rhapsody,
many movies.
My Dwe Dwe that I need to watch as well.
Absolutely.
Have you reviewed that? Anyway, let's carry on with this. Leading actress, let's talk about that.
And again, just minor changes here and there. Olivia Colman, we'll get to, since I'll start at the top of the list. Glenn Close obviously won for Golden Globe. She shared, that was quite sweet, for Critics' Choice with Lady Gaga. Lady Gaga, shame. Whenever these ceremonies start out with her getting Best Song or Best Music, it's sort of like they're just, by the way, just chill for the rest of the evening. Have 2 champagnes, why don't you? Melissa McCarthy, Friday, her movie release, Can You Ever Forgive Me? I'm super intrigued because she's one of these goofy comedians who's making a serious turn, and she looks like she does a great job of it.
Oh, Viola Davis, Queen, stand!
And man, not enough of these ceremonies have. Really niche ones, very like the super artistic guys and whatever, like the nerds have been really supporting widows. But unfortunately, not a lot of people are giving it the light of day. It's directed by Steve McQueen, the guy who did 12 Years a Slave. Anyway, JP's running away with himself. Leading lady at the BAFTAs went to Olivia Colman for
Really?
Glenn Close is left in the dust. That's
My
probably why
heart
she's
stopped there for a second. I thought
putting
you were
that-
going to say Viola Davis. You know the thing is, I just want Viola. She's a brilliant actress. I want her to win just so that I can hear her make an acceptance speech.
I wanted to win, I don't know, 2020 American presidency then.
How about that?
She
With Oprah
should.
Winfrey as, like, you know,
Her vice. Let's quickly look at best
That makes
film.
no sense. Best film, JP is obviously going to talk about one film of 4 letters, which he has 4 letters of love for. Roma was 7 nominations at the BAFTAs. So far it had 3. I won't tell you who won the category just yet. Black Klansman. Yes, thank you. Spike Lee finally is getting some recognition as a director by the Oscars. That's for another day, though, the 24th of February. The Favorite. My goodness. Incredible. Green Book, like you said, hey, we're going to be taking some of our viewers. That's quite exciting. And A Star is Born. What's so nice about this is even if it feels cliche and predictable and whatever, just the elemental, like the raw acting in A Star is Born. Bradley Cooper is very much a hands-on director. And again, like all of these feel like just lectures.
Who won, JP?
Who won? Of course, it was Roma that deserved it. and Roma won.
Called it.
I think Roma's going to clean it out.
You gave them like 11 popcorns.
This is for BAFTAs. I'll give it a BAFTA as well. I'll make one with my hands. Roma is it's a masterpiece.
Yeah. And I can see just how speechless you are once again, which is why it's on my list of movies to watch.
That's very nice way of saying, JP, stop.
That's exactly what I was trying to get at. But we wait for that day, the 24th of February, for the annual Academy Awards, the Oscars. But on the 23rd, you want to be at the Grand Arena at Grand West, because It's a Love Thing Volume 3 is going down with Robin Peters and an entire cast. One of the guest artists he's actually brought with him, she's the incredible younger Sobetwa, who won, of course, one of the biggest singing competitions in the country very recently. And here they are performing a prolific song, Never Enough.
I'm trying to hold my breath, let it stay this way, can't let this moment end.
You set off a dream in me, getting louder now. Can you hear it echoing?
Take my hand, will you share this with me? 'Cause darling, without you, all the shine of 1,000 spotlights, all the stars we steal from the night sky will never be enough, never be enough.
Towers of gold are still
Clover Crush. 100% pure fruit juice packed with vitamins and no added sugar. Crush, your daily dose of goodness. Now also available in long life.
Made with love by Clover.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Well, welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show, and it's now time for relationships, and it is the month of love. Some call it the month of Feb.
The month
Now
of
from it is the month of Feb.
It is the month of Feb.
So a lot of people are focusing on that. But
Okay,
also, at the
okay.
end of the day, it's February. And from having butterflies in your tummy to falling head over heels to being swept off your feet, with all of the riot of turbulent emotions that comes with it, love surely does a number on us. And we still, we all love the feeling of being in love and, of course, being loved. And with Valentine's Day happening this Thursday, it also serves as the perfect opportunity to look deeply and celebrate the beauty of love.
Yeah, so today we're asking, why do people love love and why does it feel so good? And how can we harness these feelings to connect this Valentine's Day? Our relationship expert, Dr. Eve, is here. She's in the building to discuss this topic. And of course, our lines are open as always, 021-430-9888. Hit us up with your questions or your comments and we would love to engage with you. Dr. Eve, good morning.
Hi.
Great to have you. What a time.
Yes. This is a cool topic. I mean, we are asking, why do people love love? So let's define what love is.
Let's talk about this, this incredible emotion that we all seek, even to our own detriment. This fatalistic emotion that we keep searching for over and over again. And we'll talk about the poll that I put up. So there are some theories around love, many theories around love. And one of the theories that I am most attached to is that of Robert Sternberg, who says that there are three parts of love. We have intimacy, we have passion, and we have to have commitment. So those are the three ingredients that one needs to have. Intimacy means a feeling of attraction, a feeling of friendship for this person, a feeling of openness, disclosure. And passion is obviously something that we feel, the chemical feeling around it. And then commitment. You can't have love if there isn't enough commitment. And it's kind of part of the heartache and fatality of love, when one feels as if they're attracted and in love with somebody and attached to somebody, and it's not reciprocated, and there isn't enough commitment around it. But what I do want us to talk about is what happens to the brain, because love is all about the brain. It's not about the heart at all. We don't feel it in the heart. We feel it in the body.
So, so even though that feeling, like that warm fuzzy, I guess, or that guababa, happens here.
Well, look, that's your gut, right?
Okay.
That's not even your heart.
Butterflies.
Butterflies in the tummy.
Okay, it's there. It's
It's
not
in your
there.
gut.
But so it all happens here,
It all
chemically.
happens in the brain chemically. So let's talk about what happens when you meet somebody first. And even sometimes when you look at the partner that you're with, you may get that feeling of lust. That's the first thing when you meet somebody. And that is because there is a surge of what's called testosterone and estrogen. Those are your love or your sexual chemicals that run through your body, and they're released, and suddenly you feel enormously alive and enormously sexually alive and feel very lustful towards this person. Many people get stuck in that, and that's something I'd like to hear from our viewers. You know, do you get stuck in that feeling of lust that you want to keep chasing it? And you keep chasing it, and so you don't get into the next stage, which is that of attachment, because you just love the feeling of lust and don't want anything else. If you continue to go along and move along from lust, you move into attachment, which is like intimacy. It's a feeling of, I want to get to know you, that warm, fuzzy feeling. So it's not like chemical feeling, it's a warm, fuzzy feeling. And then you've got different hormones that are coming through, which is dopamine and noradrenaline. So that means that you can't sleep, you can't eat. It's that falling in love experience. It's not then about the lust and the passion. It's more about the feeling of good feelings, which is dopamine, and the feeling of adrenaline. I can't sleep, I can't eat, I don't stop thinking about this person. I'm just completely bathed, because your brain gets absolutely bathed in these feelings. You can't help yourself. You're just agitated, you're restless, you can't focus, you can't work. It's that wonderful feeling of being attached to somebody. You want to speak to them, you want to see them, you want to be in bed with them, you just want to hang around them. And then that settles, and then the brain moves into the next phase, the last phase, which is attachment or friendship. And those are lovely feelings coming from what's called oxytocin and vasopressin. And those are the cuddle hormones and the hormone of attachment. The more I am together with you, the more these hormones are released inside of me, and I enjoy that feeling. So I want to be close to you all the time. But it's a more relaxed feeling. It's not all this adrenaline going through your body. You move away from that, because the body can't sustain the lustful, attached feelings all the time. You just can't do that. You'd be in a state of complete crisis all the time. So you have to move through the process and get into friendship. Many people don't like that feeling.
Okay. I had to snap out of that, because I was just drowning in that chemical concoction that you were putting together. And it's a very interesting way of observing and understanding love from a biochemical point of view.
Biological point of view.
In your head.
Yeah.
Okay. So the question still stands. Why do people love love so much, and why does it feel so good? And how can we then better harness these feelings to connect on Valentine's Day?
That's right. Our lines will stay open, so feel free to call us. It's 021-430-9881 if you have any comments or questions for Dr. Eve.
Oh, the real question is, how badly do you want it? How badly do you need it? We know the dating game is pretty tough.
How far will you go? How
Are you
high
in it
will
for
you
the short
climb?
game, or are you in it for the long game? In fact, the longest date. I love this format. Tonight on SABC3, we are launching a brand new opportunity to enter the dating game, but on a whole different level. The longest date is going to be kicking off tonight, and it's going to be putting love to the ultimate test.
Literally going to be putting love to the ultimate test. Here's a quick look. Remember, just please note, it is rated PG-13. Check it out.
Get ready for the most extreme, high-octane adventure dating competition on TV.
I'm just a flirt. I'm trying not to be hurt again.
I love to be loved.
She's afraid of water, she's afraid of heights, and afraid of commitment.
How soon are we get married? Tomorrow.
You epitomize everything that's gone in my life.
I can't take losing. I need to win all the time.
How's it going to be like for your family to accept an interracial relationship?
I came here to find love, and now love is really challenging me.
Where do you fall on the hot crazy scale?
A 9.
Love is love. It comes in all forms, shapes, sizes.
I'm falling.
I was doomed from day one. Because she's black and it's not that at all.
I've had enough bullshit from guys making me feel like I'm not enough.
If you think adventure's dangerous, try dating.
Oh, man, it looks awesome. It looks like a lot of fun. Never mind the dating aspects of it, but such a cool way to approach this, getting people to kind of think about the other people in that exchange while you're doing these clearly death-defying
But I mean, I love
things.
the fact that you match people with the same interests, you know, the rush for adrenaline and adventure. I mean,
same fears.
Builds are strong. So the longest dated premieres tonight at 7:30 on SABC3, and we couldn't be more excited to meet the South African singles. You have put it all out there, literally, as you have seen, to get a chance to find true love. In fact, let's quickly meet one of those hopefuls right now.
My name is Nathaniel, and I'm from Joburg. I am a comedian. Firstly, I don't have to pay for this date. That's very important. Like, all of this is paid for. I get deep. I don't play in the shallow waters, okay? I'm by the deep end, and some of these girls need lifeguards.
The Longest Date, Mondays, 7:30 p.m. on SABC3.
I love it. Some of these girls need lifeguards. So there will be a little bit of humor, a little bit of drama, lots of love, and of course, a fantastic man at the helm who is hopefully on the line right now. Mr. Chris Jafta, are you there, bro?
I am here. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening?
Hey, Cupid. Hey, Cupid. How are you feeling about the premiere tonight? This looks like an incredible, very unique format, dude.
It is, and it's an extremely unique format. It's an original local format. There's nothing like it in the world. I am super excited. We watched the first 2 episodes of the pre-screening on Saturday, and I must say we've got gold.
Oh, man, it sounds absolutely exciting. Give us a quick rundown as to what we can expect watching that first episode in terms of the challenges, the emotional challenges that we can start seeing.
The emotional challenges, man. Okay, so you've got guys like Sage. He's an extreme adventure junkie versus Jody, the engineer. He's turned out to be a baker, but it's a careful balance because they're real people, and we don't want to dehumanize them. They aren't characters, as you know. So these are just really interesting people whose journeys make for compelling viewing. You know, Una is scared of all things wild, and she's doing this to challenge herself. She's afraid of water, being stuck in a waterfall. Clifford for about 20 minutes and faces a fear head on. Jody, the engineer turned baker, wasn't comfortable with his sexuality, faced both physical obstacles with insanely difficult challenges, but also emotional ones by actually coming into his own. At the beginning, Steve nearly drowned within the first few minutes of the show. But she prevailed, and she showed a lot of determination and perseverance. You'll see that the viewers will see couples fall in love quickly, slowly, and not at all.
Dude, we can't wait,
man. It sounds amazing.
Yeah,
I can actually hear, buddy, how emotionally invested you are in this already. So you enjoy the wild ride. We're certainly going to absolutely love seeing something completely fresh and new and unique for South Africa, unique in the world, made by South Africa. Absolutely.
So catch it tonight at 7:30 on SABC3. Be sure not to miss this one. It's going to be rather exciting. Right, we're going to be taking a very quick break. See you on the other side. Stick around.
Love is in the air.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your feel-good breakfast show, having random conversations all around love, and that's the topic of the day, right? Because Valentine's Day is just around the corner. It's on Thursday, and with our relationship expert, Dr. Eve, on the hot seat, and our lines open on 021430, asking the question: why do we love love so much, and why does it feel so good? Why does it feel so good, Zoe?
Why does it feel so good?
Dr. Eve.
I just have to. I was listening to somebody analysing Valentine's Day and what is the purpose of giving flowers and chocolates, and it's important to know that in chocolates there is a certain chemical called PEA.
PEA?
Yeah, that is released.
Like PEA.
Yeah, it's literally put into the chocolate because it just makes you feel so good, which makes you keep eating more and more of the chocolate.
No.
So anyone who's really health conscious, please don't give any chocolates. Dark chocolates kind of gives you this warm, fuzzy feeling. The other ways to doing it, like putting arms around somebody or looking somebody in the face and saying, I really care about you, I really admire you, I like your strength, or I like the way that you take care of yourself or of me. So there are many ways of giving Valentine's love without having to spend money. We're going to come to that part. All right, Kat, you wanted to say.
Yeah, so earlier on we spoke about the chemical reactions and the scientific and physiological explanation of what love is.
Yes.
That was all good. It was a beautiful hormone.
Nice.
But then you also did say that during the break now, there is a dark side.
There's a dark side.
To love.
And I'd love for viewers to call in about the dark side of love. Because, can we talk about the poll?
Yeah, let's go to the poll.
Okay, because what I asked is, falling in love occurs in 3 stages. In which stage do you mostly get stuck? Either lust, attraction, or attachment. Zoe, what did we learn here?
So, according to the poll over there, it's 23% that says they're stuck in lust, 23% says they're stuck in attraction, and 54% they say they are with the attachment/friendship.
Yeah, isn't that healthy and fabulous that they're in attachment? But then I wonder what you're doing online. Are you seeking lust and attachment in cyber infidelity spaces, or is your brain well controlled? So to come to what you're saying, which is related to this, Kat, love can be very fatal. Love can be treacherous. Love can be unbelievably painful and aching. So we long for it. The brain loves love. The brain loves to be releasing all these wonderful chemicals because it loves feeling love. But there are other negative parts to it which it also brings along. Jealousy. Phone and tell us about jealousy. Jealousy, erratic behavior, irrationality, dangerous behavior, intimate partner violence, all in the name of love. We kill people that we love because we're jealous of them when they leave us or they threaten to leave us. We lock them up, we abuse them, we feel afraid, we want to control them. That's because your brain is so terrified of losing those good feelings that it just wants to hold on to the person, and so it releases these lustful emotions in double doses. And you can't think straight, you're impulsive, you're not making good decisions at all. And there are too many of us who suffer and are hurt by this kind of fatal love.
So how do you help someone where you can see that this love relationship is not healthy?
Right.
What do you do as an external party? Because the person who's at the receiving end of this love doesn't realize it because they're so in love.
So they're kind of stuck in the attachment phase, Zoe, where they're attached because of the releasing of oxytocin and vasopressin, which happens when you live together. As I said, when you sleep together, there's a feel-good bonding. They're bonding hormones, and so you feel like really bonded to this person, and so it feels incredibly difficult to detach and to break up and to get rid of those feelings. There's a fear around it, which is chemically driven as well, which is why we have no judgment around people who stay in relationships which are unhealthy and toxic, because there is a chemical reaction, there's a fear of letting go of those love hormones, even though they're unhealthy, even though you feel really bad. And that's why, one wants to reach out for support. One wants to reach out and say, actually, I'm not feeling loving, I'm not feeling loved, I don't feel this is healthy.
All right, we're going to keep our lines open, 0214309881, as we continue our talk with Dr. Eve around this topic of love, what it means, and how the marketing gurus out there are capitalizing on all these chemical reactions happening in our brains, and we'll reflect on that. But give us a call and let us know your comments or questions around that 4-letter word.
Okay, so very interesting discussion, man.
Ma'am,
Yes,
I
you gotta
don't
put up your
understand the
hand.
question,
Okay.
ma'am. It's loaded. This is fully loaded. Because
And it really forces you to think about it a little bit. We put a poll on, or Dr. E put a poll on Twitter saying falling in love occurs in 3 stages. Take a look at that post very quickly. And which stage do you mostly get stuck in? Is it the lust stage, the attraction, or the attachment and friendship, man? It's easy. What do people say, dude?
Yeah, look, at the moment, attachment and friendship seems to be holding sway with more than 50%, 54%, and lust and attraction are kind of neck and neck. I think it's difficult to discern what is where, but I want to know what we mean by get stuck. Is that where the relationship falls down? Are we staying in relationships longer than we should because we get attached? Because I have a feeling, I've only ever been in long relationships. Or is it maybe an emotional point that you can't move forward from? Yeah, I have a feeling I'm like a stray dog. Like once I've made a connection there, if you feed me, I'm there. I'll stay forever. No, I'm joking. I really am joking. But it's a really interesting one. In your own life, where is the big issue we want to say, or where does your relationship fall down? What has been the big standout? Is it in lust, attraction, or the phase of attachment or friendship? Hit us up on Twitter, @Expresso Show is the handle to use.
All right, we're back again with Dr. Eve. Have a look at the poll, and of course you can still participate with it or in it on Twitter, where the question is, which stage of the 3 in love do you find yourself most stuck in? We've also opened our lines on 0214309881. Why do we love so much? Why does it feel so good? And the things that we do for love. Because some people say, I would do anything for love, but I won't do that. We still don't know what that is. Meatloaf, hit us up.
Everyone has their limit.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just interesting, though, how you know we keep referring to music.
Yeah.
And how the media have fed the love frenzy. And if we don't feel the certain way of love, we feel inadequate, we feel as if we're not really in love, or we should be feeling certain feelings. There's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Question.
There's a lot
Sorry,
of pressure.
Go ahead, please.
Oh, no, I was going to take it a different direction.
Go. You
okay,
go
well, Dr. Eve, with Valentine's Day being on Thursday, what are some of the benefits of celebrating it? Because you get those people that be like, no, we don't celebrate it. There are some people that are gaga over Valentine's Day, but what are some of the benefits?
The benefits of it?
Yeah.
I don't know. So,
are there any benefits? There
Dr. Eve was like, Ixnay on the love, hey.
No, I don't think there's any benefit except the commercial benefit around it. No, let's be a little serious around it. I think that many people fear rejection, and many people fear commitment, and many people fear being vulnerable to say to somebody, you know, I really crush on you, I really fancy you, or I really like you, or I want to take our relationship a step further into commitment. And so they wait for the opportunity. And I think Valentine's Day is an opportunity that is globally recognized as almost permissive for somebody to say, okay, you know, I'm a little shy around this. I'm going to be bold, and I'm going to jump in, and I'm going to do the thing. On this day, I'm going to do this thing because it's going to make, you know, it's kind of everyone else in the world is doing it.
Okay.
But then we have the reverse, where it's, please don't expect too much because you're going to be disappointed.
Yeah.
If you don't get that commitment that you want, or you don't get that call or that sext or whatever you're looking for, and then you feel this day's come and gone. No, there are 364 other days.
Yeah, there are, because a lot of people place so much importance on this one singular day. For some people, it's relationship or life defining. Give us your last few tips with regards to this entire topic of love and the entire feeling around Valentine's Day.
Right, so I just want people to be aware that falling in love, lust, attraction, or attachment isn't something you can really control. That there's a chemical thing that goes on around it, and you just want to be aware of what I always call the other signs that come in, the red flags, like this doesn't feel comfortable, and try and get, get out of a situation before it becomes too attaching, before all of those vasopressin, oxytocin, feel-good dopamine feelings really kick in, and you feel, I'm in it and I don't know how to get out of it. Just be very aware of that. But love being in love, it's fabulous, but you also have to take responsibility for being in love. There are certain actions that one has to do. One has to be committed, one has to be present, one has to feed it, one has to be nurturing of it to be able to get the full benefit out of it. But also to prioritize your relationship with self, prioritize your relationship, and not to be too disappointed Valentine's Day if it doesn't work out for you. Celebrate yourself every day. Go buy yourself flowers and no chocolates every day. Do it for yourself.
Dr. Eve, you always manage to make us feel so good. Thank you for coming in. We hope that was an enlightening conversation to you around the topic of love, with Valentine's Day just around the corner. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll see you again next week, Dr. Eve. And as always, thanks, babe.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Well, how about that? Yes. Are you sipping on your coffee? Are you watching your TV right now? Yeah, welcome back. It's a Feel the Breakfast Show. So good to have you on a Monday morning.
How about that?
Love has not left the building. I cannot believe Dr. Eve couldn't come up with one positive aspect around that.
Oh, no, she did. There was a whole bunch,
Come on, man.
Which conversation were you listening to? But hey, listen, we are listening to your conversations online. We love the comments that you put through on Twitter and on Facebook. We laugh, we cry, we shudder, we take shade under the trees that you guys plant for us to. When you throw the shade, we
There's no
feel it.
shade today.
But we'd love to share some of those with you.
Yeah, so last week we received a few fun comments we thought we would love to share with you. And the first one came through from Helen Diedrichs, who shared a pic of some of the children she looks after at her daycare. And she said they went totally wild when we played the Baby Shark video on Thursday. Well, Helen, I hope the kiddies and you are watching again because we're just about to make your day again. Take a look at this video.
No! Oh my gosh. Are we doing this? Is this the official one?
Baby shark, baby shark, baby shark. Mommy shark, mommy shark, mommy shark, mommy shark.
Like, I don't understand.
So just in case you're wondering, Daddy Shark goes like this, and Grandma Shark goes like this, and Granddad Shark
Oh, so you
goes
know
like
all the
this.
moves. I thought that
Have you played him on Phoenix yet?
I will not.
I'm hoping that
somebody
you've hit
tweeted.
the perfect event horizon here, that the two shall
I
never
refuse.
intersect.
I shan't. But somebody said that Baby Shark is basically the Sister Bettina equivalent of the baby world. You know, like at every single party, when that music goes, everyone's like, oh, in the meantime.
Wedding song.
All babies across the world when Baby Shark start like, oh, in the meantime.
Jack taps his foot to it in his sleep, man.
Okay,
Oh, God. Okay, cool. So let's move on. Morsa actually shared this sweet photo of her Uber driver, who was rather starstruck when she recently picked her up. And he said he absolutely loves Expresso and watches it whenever he can. So look at that, yes, making smiles
Do you take
happen.
a lot of photos with Uber drivers?
Yeah.
It happens quite a lot.
Backseat selfies.
Yeah.
Because usually like there's no time to climb out and
With the bag over his shoulder, 100%. Then, of course, we had Casper on the show Thursday, big show, understandably. Energy levels were insane. And you clearly loved it. Hundreds of messages coming through like this one. Going from Morhay Adams, my daughter wants to do that. No spill water dance moves. Oh, great dance moves. Thanks for making my morning even better. Have a great day ahead.
I just want to say, my everyday inspiration, hashtag, I literally cried when he was performing. That glass thing with the water, no spill thing is a very difficult thing to master. Like, be careful before you try it at home and break your mom's glasses.
Yeah, misspent years.
Was there another one? Lerato says, your vest, you made my morning. I couldn't sleep last night. Toothache, but now I don't feel a pain at all. Love Expresso Morning Show. Thank you, guys. Can we get another one? Because Casper is getting all that. Come on, one more. You can do it.
Took us into your space there, yeah.
You're performing my favorite track.
Move for me.
Yeah, Expresso Show. Thank you
my
for
favorite
hosting
SA
my
artist.
Watching all the way from Zimbabwe. Hey! Shout out to our brothers and sisters in Zimbabwe. Praying for you guys. Hope you guys are doing well. All right, we have another story here. Where it was Ntlantla. Yeah, so Ntlantla, Kichini, Enzo Mpuke, and Asipe Tomeli were all late for work because they couldn't get enough of the music. Tito's Matt Doss shared this tweet and a clip of a little girl getting into the vibe. Take a look. How about this? Which means from a controller. Very celebrity.
Oh, that's funny.
Which means from a controller.
That's so sweet.
No spill, no spill. That is so cool.
Gosh, yeah, she knows the volume. That's awesome, guys. Thank you so much for connecting with us. Please continue that conversation all week, man. Best part of the show. Love it.
We've got just like 10 minutes left, eh?
Yeah, just about 10 minutes left. Yeah, but listen, we continue that the theme of feel good and fitness right now on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And after a major, of course, personal loss in our lives, understandable reaction is to focus on how we can deal with it and get through and then get ourselves over that loss. Now, Claudia van Schalkwyk earthquake had a very different reaction, and by transforming other people's prospects for a healthy, happy life, she's managed to overcome a tough time in her very own life, and that is why she is our Mandela Monday hero. Let's check it out.
Claudia van Schalkwyk has an incredible story to tell. She is a beautician from Kales River who found her calling after her sister tragically died of cancer. She found the calling of helping people lead healthier lifestyles through a 90-day wellness challenge.
This 3-month program is for everyday people who want to change their eating habits, live healthier and longer by lowering their cancer-causing risk factors.
The UBA 90 Wellness Day Challenge started after the untimely loss of my sister. When she was diagnosed with cancer 2 years ago, I went and did research how to lower your risk against cancer, the disease that destroys so many families, you know. And I have come to the conclusion that you have to change your lifestyle by eating healthy, by doing exercise, and renewing your mind.
Well, there's something really special about this platform, is that you raise funds to help someone with a bursary. Tell us more about that.
Well, we raise funds through this platform that will be able for other children that can't afford to study beauty like myself. It builds from my own life experience, and that is why it's such a brilliant opportunity for young children to come and study beauty at Urban Beauty Academy.
On the program, Brian Weingaard dropped a life-changing 26 kilograms and Tasneem Peters 17 kilos.
This wellness challenge has helped me a lot with my love, life and everything else. I'm able to run with my 1-year-old boy and, you know, and throw him across my shoulder, whereas before I couldn't even touch my toes. On a spiritual level, the meditation in the morning has really helped me grow closer to God as well. The people that have given their time to arrange this for us, they are absolutely amazing. Claudia and the UBA team, the trainers that have helped us, they are such an inspiration to all of us as well, and motivating us as well.
The challenge helped me a lot in terms of weight loss firstly, and it also revived my love for athletics, running. So when I started the challenge, I couldn't run 1 kilometer. Mid-Feb now, I'll do my first half marathon. My cholesterol was fairly high. I used to get acid reflux. Since I've been adopting healthier eating habits, all of those things are something from the past. My chronic medication is laying in the cabinet, so I will definitely recommend this challenge. It's a holistic challenge. It not only focuses on the physical activity, but also on your eating habits and spiritual side of things.
In Claudia's win-win plan, entry fees paid for by Wellness Challenge Fund bursary students at the Beauty Academy like Jamie Titus and Amy Jacobs.
I am happy. I am extremely grateful to Claudia for this opportunity because this is my passion and I love it. This opportunity has given me a plan to go further, to do more.
I feel blessed and grateful for Claudia for giving me the opportunity to study, to learn beauty.
Claudia, how have the people responded to the 90-day wellness challenge? Are they starting to take their health more seriously?
You know, I've started it as a 90-day because of the fact that it needs to be sustainable. I think after 90 days, it becomes a habit, and all of the contestants has been extremely excited. And yes, 80% of them has sustained.
She started the 90-day wellness challenge to help her community members live healthier lives. She's raised funds to get girls into the challenging and demanding beauty industry, and Claudia shows no signs of stopping. We're going to hear some amazing testimonies coming through from her, and that's why she is today's Mandela Monday hero.
When misfortune clouds your own life, it takes a special kind of vision to see how it can be such a silver lining in the lives of so many others.
And that's why she is our Mandela Monday hero. Well, we are here with the hero of our own for today. Robin Peters with us, of course. It's a love thing that's taking place at the Grand Arena on the 23rd. You're still here in studio with us for one more performance. Yes. And you know what? We've been talking a lot about love this morning. And you know what? I have a love relationship with my skin. I know it's important to take care of it. But when it comes to your skincare regime, what is your absolute must?
I woke up like this. I'm just joking.
Some people wake up like this, others have to work for it.
No, it's very basic. I just wash my face with cold water and I use a cleanser in the morning and in the evening, and that's what I do. I think my face is enough oils and things, so
yeah.
I just do it in the morning and the night time. That's it.
Well, there you have it from Robin himself, sharing some of the secrets, keeping it basics. Going back to basics, I think a lot of people overcomplicate their skincare routines by adding product after product after product. So you're keeping it simple. And of course, we are looking forward to that performance coming up after the break. So don't go anywhere. Go refill those coffee cups. Robin Peters coming up shortly.
What she does, send the roses just because. If it's fine, don't forget there could be an old lover in the memory. If you need her so much more, why don't you say? Maybe she has it in her mind. She's just wasting her time. Ask her to stay 500 ways. Be cool won't help you keep her love warm. You just blow your only chance.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It is Expresso. And before we wrap up your Feel Good Breakfast Show, time for us to get our daily quote from Nairobian.
Yeah, and it's a nice little positive one. We want to make sure that you start your day off on a positive note. So as you go into this Monday, keep this in the back of your head. The greatest weapon against stress is our ability to choose one thought over another. Yes. I don't think we often spend enough time thinking about the thoughts that we think. So choose the right ones.
Take a deep breath and decide.
You can choose how to feel. Absolutely love that. Well, hopefully you've enjoyed today and that we've motivated you just a little bit. If you aren't feeling the feels just yet, stick around because love is in the air today.
And it shall be in abundance on the 23rd of February at the Grand Arena, Grand West. It's a Love Thing, Volume 3, hosted by this man, Robin Peters. And he's been absolutely amazing. Just tell everyone out there why. Give us one good reason why we should be there.
Because if you're not going to be there, you're going to miss out. That's what's going to happen.
Is that the truth? Tickets are nearly sold out. And if you've been listening to any of the music this morning, you know exactly why. What's the last song that you've prepared for us?
100 Ways by James Ingram.
Listen,
Yes.
So good, let's go.
Compliment what she does. send her roses just because. If it's violin she loves, let them play. Dedicate her favorite song and hold her closer all night long. Ask her to stay. Won't you find 100 ways? Don't forget there could be an old lover in the memory. If you need her so much more, why don't you say? Maybe she has it in her mind that she's just wasting her time. Ask her to stay. Find 100 ways. Being cool won't help you keep a love warm. You just blow your only chance. Take the time to open up your heart. That's the secret of romance. Sacrifice if you can. Buy you some moonlight to if it's one more star she wants. Go all the way. Until your arms tonight, she reflects that she owes you the sweetest of debts. She wants to play. Find 100 ways. Yeah, I'm telling you to love her today. Find 100 ways. Yeah, I'm telling you to love her today. Find 100 ways.
The phrase "shut up and take my money" comes to mind. You have to go and see this show. It's going to be absolutely incredible. These voices out of this world.
The energy, you feel that energy, man. That's the thing. It's nice.
Did you call it the ensemble? The whole group of unbelievable performances.
Listen,
Really,
that
really
is,
cool. Robin,
that is
we
so
love
much
you,
love
dude.
that we're
Thank you,
throwing
man.
all the way towards you. Robin, thank you very much. Thank you for watching the show. We'll see you tomorrow morning, bright and early.
Cheers,
Love you.
guys.
Make someone smile.
Be safe.
Bye.
Be happy. Mwah.
Expresso Morning Show, made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.